Ecclesiasticus chapter 36. Have mercy upon us, O Lord God of all, and behold us, and send thy fear upon the other nations that seek not after thee. Lift up thy hand against your strange nations, and let them see thy power. As they once sanctified us before them, so we thou magnified among them before us, and let them know thee, as we have known thee, that there is no God but thou, O God. Shoot new signs, and make other strange wonders. Glorify thy hand and thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous work. Raise up indignation and pour out wrath. Take away the adversary and destroy the enemy. Make the time short, remember the covenant, and let them declare thy wonderful works. Let him that escapeth be consumed by the rays of the fire, and let them perish to the oppressed of people. Smite and son of the heads of the rulers of the heathen that say, there is none other than we. Gather up the tribes of Jacob together, and inherit them, as from the beginning. O Lord, have mercy upon the people that is called by thy name, and upon Israel, whom thou hast named our firstborn. O be merciful to Jerusalem, the holy city, the place of thy rest. Fill Zion with unspeakable oracles, and thy people with thy glory. Give testimony unto those that have been set from the beginning, and raise up prophets that have been in thy name. Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy promise be found faithful. O Lord, hear the prayer of thy servants, according to the blessing of Aaron of thy people, that all they which dwell upon the earth may know that thou art the Lord, the eternal God. In Yahshua's name we pray. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Today's class. Fatherless homes have destroyed many. The Bible says honor the father and mother.
Bible say honor thy father and thy mother. We're going to learn about these things today. But we're going to start out with the men's. What is the weakest thing in our community?
Bring it out.
It's the men's. This has been going on for generations. And the people that they look up to are hand-picked men's.
Right.
They're not about this community. They're about their own pockets. See, the problem is, you get these boys, see, because everybody think because they produce a child, they're a man. No, that don't make you a man. Make you a man is taking care of your household, making sure that you're not falling back. Because, like I explained to you, you starting out in the negative. You get to zero, guess what happens? You fall back again. That's not a man. A man keep building. He get to one, he gonna move to two. You know, and we don't really take our time real seriously. We abuse our times.
Right.
Because there was no men's amongst in the house.
Man.
Y'all may have a mouse, but not a man, but a man gonna motivate his children.
Bring it out.
I keep going back to my daddy. When I didn't want to do my homework and study, he sat right there with me with that belt. See, you got to, see, the thing is, people coming in here and they don't want to change because we're not putting that kind of pressure on them. This is at will here. When I got suspended out of school, he also took a week off. It wasn't no laying down, moving, having my way that week. I got up at 8 o'clock, just like I was going to school. I had plenty to do, work, yard work, housework, this thing. Teaching a child, building a child, molding a child mind. We don't have this. This is why you have the sisters out of order and the men's out of order. And now today, they just mouse. They real small in the spirit. You don't see no weddings. You don't see nothing. And me being revealed these things, a lot of you gonna find out you might not be who you are.
Bring it out.
Cause mama wasn't playing back then. See, they always make it on the television shows and on the TV. It's the man that was doing all the cheating. How you thinking you slept with all these different women? A lot of you might not get what I'm saying. Yeah, mama, she was playing the hoe too. See, this is why a lot of people don't like me. I'm going to tell you the truth. Grandmama, she played the whore too. See, I'm here to tell you the truth, man. I've been there and come. I don't seen it all. And right now with this DNA, see, these women don't like this DNA thing, these DNA testers.
That's right.
Man.
Because it's telling the truth.
Man.
All you gotta do is go to YouTube, man. You're gonna see, man. Man thought all 5 of his children was his. They wasn't his. That's why you know that there's no daddies in the house. That fear that I got, see, these children today, they ain't got that fear.
Man.
See, they run around and do what they want to do. The problem is the man. It's not the women's, the children's. It's the men's in these communities. Beta males. That's what you got on these corners. I heard Ock talking about that last night. They ain't achieved nothing in life. They run to that corner. They super brew.
Man.
Ain't gonna achieve nothing. Ain't gonna build nothing. Ain't doing nothing for the community. They just out there enjoying being a Negro.
Facts.
When you understand, this is where it all starts. That's why you see the people, they don't have the drive. People don't have the drive. I always tell you, prepare in the summer so when the winter get here, you're ready. If you didn't have a blanket, you should have one for the winter.
That's right.
Everything is about being prepared for something else in life.
That's right. That's right.
But this is what we don't want to do. We want to make excuses, but we won't do it to them damn jobs.
That
Bring
part.
it out.
That part.
We won't do it. We won't do it to that rent lady.
Bring it out.
Some people try to, but understand these things. How do we honor the Father? By following his word.
That's right, sir.
That's how we honor him. But how do we dishonor him? The opposite. And I'm going to tell you something, man. Even though my mother didn't raise me, I never raised my voice at her. You know, you got to understand, our people wasn't taught nothing. That's why you would see on the football games, hello, mama. What about daddy?
Facts. Facts.
Turn the man down. That's why when you see them going to these combines, you don't see nobody by there but that wicked ass mama. She all about that ching ching. She'll sell her son out. There's no love amongst our peoples. What about his body when he get old? They don't consider these things. They just consider that paper tool that they love. You got to understand, building relationships. You know, I speak on my father. Without him, I wouldn't be who I am. Without him, I wouldn't have the drive that I have. You need your daddy in your life, and you don't. Some of you had men's in your life, but they wasn't real men's. They was just these pretend men's that you see. That's why you see we ain't built nothing. Look at all the churches in our communities. Was they women pastors or men pastors in there?
Bring it out.
And I used to ride through these communities. I'm like, man, why didn't they buy up these homes around here and put their peoples in there? I'm like 20. It's always something that confused me because I was raised by a man. I was raised to start my own business at 10 years old. You need somebody guiding you. And this is the problem. When most people's come in this truth, they don't want no spiritual man guiding. They want a beta male guiding because he got the same demon spirit they got. He's not going to push them and motivate them. You got to be pushed and motivated. When I was a child, if I wasn't pushed and motivated, I'd probably be sitting in the pen with my brother. Or be paralyzed with my other brother. And like I said this week about that incident, when you know that the Lord has been protecting you all along to get to where you at today, and you take it for granted, because I could have been in a pen. Or dead. Because I rode with my girlfriend. That's just how it was back then. My sisters knew me as their brother. They didn't know me out in the streets. You keep them two things separated when you go around your family. But now that I've been awakened to this truth and trying to lead brothers and sisters, guess what they do? Because they haven't had a father in their life. They can't look up to the man that they call daddy. Where's daddy today?
Bring it out.
Look at our communities. Give me this first letter, Ark. I really want to go really deep into that, man, because that's the problem in our communities. We got too many weak men want to call themselves men.
That's right. You know.
When you start being a man, you start providing for your nation.
That's right.
You start making sure that they're going to be able to be okay when you gone. Some people don't like to sacrifice. You know why? Because it's not important. You know, I got kinfolk there, they'll tell you they're not leaving a dime for their children. Read this, Ark.
The letter. What really is a slave, a servant, or employee?
What is this? What is it? Because they run this slavery game on us, man. Like, and you hear people, man, 400 years, you hear all these lies. We were slaves, we want reparations. It's always the same narrative. What is a slave? What is a servant? They all the same thing. It's just how you use the word. This is how you train a person to think. You train them to think like a slave, because most people thinking they free today, you're not. See, most people, they just burn their money. They ain't putting back for a rainy day. That's why you're always seeing people's on that roller coaster. They always going through it because they thinking this system is for them. And then most of the people that's in the truth still providing for the beast.
That's right.
Still giving to the beast that's oppressing their husbands, their children, their families, their relatives. We don't care about that, man. They're not getting a dime from me. They're going to have to earn it. Read this, Ark.
As a side note concerning slavery, American law defined a slave as a citizen.
What do they call you when you go to court? What do they call you in the amendments? On the declarations, why is that word used? Y'all thinking y'all the peoples. You're not the peoples, man. Peoples don't have to abide by their laws. Keep reading.
Working for someone else and receiving salary for this work. So she was dependent on the system giving him the salary.
See, you totally dependent on the same beast system that's giving you them breadcrumbs. Because is you getting what you really worth? Think about the time. When you go in and you divide, you times 40, times 12, times 4 weeks, what do you get? How much time have you lost from your family, your relatives, your spouse, your loved ones? We don't consider nothing, do we? We just go by this system and let this system drain us till we have nothing left. You retire at 65? What you gonna do then? Go play hockey or something? Most of your bones and your back gone out. These are your taskmasters, your employees, your employer. That is your taskmaster, your bill, the person that you pay your mortgage to. Keep reading, Ark.
A person that is free, the employer, was defined as a person who wasn't dependent on someone else and not receiving salary. A trader, nation, for example, was considered a free person, while a teacher or doctor was not, at least when this person was working in someone's household and not in his own school or practice.
You got the same thing. What are you thinking they push on these hospitals? Just like they push that jab, what these doctors do? They backed it. You can ask your doctor about alternative medicine. They're going to tell you, nah, that's not in our programming. See, a trader, someone that controls countries, you don't control anything. So I don't understand how people running around here hollering they free. You still a slave. You slave to a system. Keep reading.
Their taskmaster, bosses, mortgage, apartments, cars, children, and others. could do with them what they wanted.
Listen, your taskmaster control everything about you. I'm seeing them stealing people's land now. I'm seeing them putting people out that got paid, been paying their mortgage on time. They do what they want to do with you, and what they do, they send these people to their colleges and uneducate them how to think for themselves, so they can, when they come out here and be running for office or be working in any of these public office, oppressing the peoples, man. But what's the problem? The man won't stand up.
That's right.
The man want to duck his head. Instead of running to the fight, he'll run from the fight.
Bring it out.
Sometimes the fight just words. Keep reading, Doc.
For juristically, they weren't persons, although American law also stated that slaves were not natural humans.
Keep reading.
First, most slaves were debtors, homes, apartment, credit cards, water bills, electric bills, loans, cars, children, and others.
How you gonna get from under this, man, when you got a fake holiday every month? Why is the man having stepped up, the real man's having stepped up and say enough is enough? They just go along with the game to get it because they woman do it. Most people's house is upside down. When are the men's gonna stand up? The fathers, the real fathers, and say enough is enough, and stop making complaints. You got a home that you buying. You living in an apartment. You really don't control nothing. They in control of your life. Because if they pull that job for you, how you gonna pay your bills, your credit cards, your water bill, your electric bill, your loan, car notes? How you gonna take care of your children? And you're gonna find out your children don't even belong to you. Because you signed that contract. When are the men gonna stand up? It's okay to honor the man that birthed you, but that's not a man. They didn't leave nothing for you. You can think about this. They cater your mind, they give you narratives to always direct you from something positive. Why are you thinking these brothers can't come together? Because guess what? They got all these different thoughts. Nobody got the same thoughts. Keep reading.
If someone could not pay their debts, they were labeled and could get no financial help.
You understand these things? When you can't pay your bills, they don't care.
Next.
What credit lender gonna give you some money and you ain't got a job? And what do they all require of you? That same Social Security number. They want to know, hey, you got a report on you. You don't pay your bills. Hey, give them nothing. Yeah, we'll send you down there to them predator loans in your neighborhood where they charge you outrageous interest rates.
Bring it out.
We haven't established nothing, man, as a people. And it starts with the men's. The men's don't want to do nothing. All they want to do is complain, moan, man, about the things that's happened bad to them. Sometimes, man, you got to overcome yourself.
That's right.
Keep reading.
Credit ruined for not paying their debts. Names labeled through Social Security number as unworthy for 7 years.
Now you got 7 years. They won't deal with you, man, because you ain't paid your bills. You can't go get a decent apartment or buy a house now. And why do they keep these things on us? Because it's a system to keep you down. That's why I try and tell you, but people, they don't like to listen but read,
Slaves were often well-educated men and women.
They real educated, but I say uneducated because they don't think for themselves. Read.
Teachers, doctors, lawyers, judges, policemen, politicians, presidents, etc., for whom quite a price was paid and who also received a good salary to do the elite's business.
That's what they doing, man. The elites ain't coming down here doing nothing, man. They got programs set up to keep you in a docile state of mind all your life. Why we haven't seen no men's movement? You'll see all these things, the Black Panthers, what did they do? What happened? because it was ran by sodomites. Same thing with the SPLC, Martin Luther King them. What happened to it? Because it was ran by sodomites. Granny loved Martin Luther King. She loved his dream, but his dream was a nightmare. Why would you tell people to stop support? Did any Japanese man get up and tell his people to stop supporting their business? Why you got Chinatowns then?
Bring it out.
Did they come out and tell their people to stop supporting their business? Hired agent, man. A hired agent, man. To destroy what little we had built. But read,
Free people didn't receive salary.
see, a lot of you get tied into that paycheck, man. That paycheck is like crack.
Man.
See, you love that job more than you love anything in your household. That job become your life. But how many of you done been told to go home? How many of you done been laid off?
Man.
You love that check that much. That check is crack to people.
Man.
Because they won't think for themselves. This is the hardest thing to do, to get an Israelite to start thinking for themselves. They want a check. You're not free then. You still got a taskmaster. We should all be trying to get from under our taskmaster. Keep reading.
Free people were people working for themselves,
These are the ones working for themselves. Read.
like farmers, traders, or craftsmen. Craftsmen made things for people, but they weren't given their salary by someone. They earned money by selling their products. Some of the farmers were so-called colonies. They bought their lands.
See, keep reading.
Juristically, a slave had no possession.
See, what possession you got?
Bring it out.
You don't get that insurance on that car. They take that possession, don't they? Only thing you bite on is your clothes. And they all probably got holes in them. See, we still plugged in. We don't want to unplug to the beast because we still got love for something, man. That is killing our peoples, the food. We still love this beast that don't destroy billions. Keep reading.
A free man had possession, like land, a house, or his own works with his own. I mean, he didn't work for someone, and he actually owns what he creates with his talent.
That's the thing. We don't want to use it. We want to sit back. We would job. Let me tell you something, man. You'll never know your wife or your husband working at a job.
That's right.
Let me tell you something. Most of these jobs are mostly like colleges. They holograms. That's what they are.
That's right.
That's what they are, man. That woman should never leave out that house. I'm not saying just be in the house, but you send them to these jobs, man. You got all the predators out there waiting because she the weaker vessel.
That's right.
You got all these Negroes gonna tell them what they want to hear.
Man.
And they still buying that garbage.
Bring it out.
Destroyed by these jobs. Y'all don't understand. Jobs destroys too. Keep reading.
Exception of this rule was the colony who didn't possess the land, but who could sell what they grew on the land.
Some of you got land, but you still working for your enemy. You're still working for your enemy. This is the biggest issue I see in our communities. We don't want to think for ourselves. This is what the Messiah coming to do. Free us of this bondage that we held in. We got to keep pressurizing their business with that old outdated food in there. We got to keep doing the dumb things, man. We won't think to get ourselves in order so we can live our life. I keep telling you, when you're young, that's the summertime. When you get older, but that wintertime can become hell on you, man. We don't want to do nothing, man. We don't know the importance of getting our life together today. We'll wait till tomorrow. How many days in a day to the Lord? 1,000? So how long you got?
Man.
Keep reading.
Just apply it to our situation.
Think about our situation. Read.
Most people don't work for themselves,
They don't work for themselves. Read.
but they are paid by someone else to do work.
They got a taskmaster. Tell them when to clock in. Tell them they got to call in sick. They tell them everything, man. This is the problem with the Israelites, man. They lazy as hell, man, but they want to Bible thump on each other.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Madness and sickness in the homes, man. Nobody want to think for themselves because they pre-programmed. Especially without their dad, man. I'm gonna tell you something. My dad mean everything to me. I miss him like hell, man. Because he didn't lie to me. I knew I had an advantage when I become 18. See, he taught me to run things like a corporation, like a business. He was one out of a many, man. It was 3 black brothers in my neighborhood. If one gone for the weekend, it's just one. If 2 gone, you're on your own. Keep reading.
Therefore, their work is not their possession, but the possession of the one who pays them. If you work in a factory, you only craft something, but you don't earn money by selling what you have crafted. Your work is not your own. Therefore, you are a work slave, for you work for someone who is kind enough to pay you for it. Or to be more precise, the law forces him to pay you, but it isn't stated in the law how much he has to pay you.
You understand? What's minimum wage in Texas? $7.25?
Yeah.
You're a star. You can make more on one sale of your own product. We don't think like that. Because these jobs they keep, they people, when you love that, let me tell you something. Throughout my life, I always was trying to work my way from these jobs.
That's right.
Throughout my life. I never worked at a job I wasn't trying to have my own business. That's just the way I am. That's the way I was raised. Keep reading.
When applying this to our modern situation, all employees would be slaves.
That's all you are. So all them brothers running on them corners on the Shabbat are slaves.
Uh-oh.
You can tell them I said it. Hey, man.
Bring it out.
You can tell them I said it. They slaves.
Right.
Out there following a beta male. Because these men are not Christ-like men. They're not hollering come together.
Man.
Like I was saying last night, they're about division. This is my camp. We got 100% of the truth. Stop lying.
That part.
Bring it out.
I'm the number 2 man on the planet. Nigga, stop lying.
Teach that.
So this is what's been going on too long. These beta males have been getting away with it. Tell them I'm coming. Through the spirit. Because they need to be checked.
That's right.
They've been getting away with this division so long, and you can see why we ain't built a Israelite town.
Sad.
We can't do nothing together, man, because we too busy looking at each other out the corners of our eyes, because we ain't used to being pushed. See, I went to football practice. I was already in shape, so I'm out there. It's chill time for me. I'm head hunting. Like I say, having my daddy in my life was so important. Being put in things at a young age. See, with your daddy, you go to work with him too. See, I went to work with my dad. I used to sit there and watch him. He'd give me that big machine. I couldn't even hold it. He'd take a towel. I'm like, man. But I went to work with him too. See, you got to see these things to understand what I'm saying. When he went out on the road, I went with him too. See, I was the one with him. It was a reason why, because I was being taught something. Keep reading.
While all self-employed people would be free people.
That was one thing that we want to do the same thing as the system wants you to do. You're still a slave if you got to go to your enemy for your products. You got to learn to create your own. And the Lord is giving us land, but nobody see everybody hands lazy. Read.
Also note that slaves were not considered to be Americans.
You ain't even considered to be an American. You just walk around. A lot of these people got flags and stuff, Mexican flags and all this stuff, man. You ain't represent your peoples, man. You represent a country that's oppressing your peoples.
Bring it out.
How silly. I'm going to tell you something. There's some dumb peoples in the world, man.
That part.
What y'all are seeing is amazing to me. I just be like, man, this is just sickening. To be out here celebrating Independence Day, Cinco de Mayo, all these old fake days, and you still a slave.
Bring it out.
You know why? Because the parents, the band, ain't said, no, we're not doing this no more.
Man.
Keep reading.
They had not the rights of people, and their masters could practically do everything they wanted with them.
Malachi 1 and 2. Do what they want with them. Tell them they can't have a parade this year. What they do? Shut down, ain't it? Shut it down. We ain't got mans to stand up. You know, one thing about being a man, you got to stand on principles. You can't be a man going working for somebody and you just paying bills. It's you leading your children right. You know, one thing I used to hear about the pastor children, I used to always hear the pastor children are the worst ones.
Man. Man.
Why? And then you sitting, your family's going, sitting in there, what's happening? The church elevating the woman over the man. You go anywhere and deal with anything cancer, they're gonna always cater to that woman. The system was set up on these principles. Why is it that the weakest thing in our communities is the black man?
Bring it out.
Is it weak in Chinatown? Is it weak in the Japanese? Is it weak in the Africans? And people are like, the white man, they the weakest peoples in their communities too. See, they watch too much television, man. Lit House on the Prairie and all that garbage. See, the same thing going on in our communities is going on in their communities. Get this dumb stuff out your mind. Read this out.
Malachi, chapter 1, verse 2. I have loved you.
He say what?
I have loved you.
He said, I have loved you. I have chosen you. Called you, woke you up this morning, got you through the week. What did you do for him this week? If I just say, we'll turn the camera around and ask everybody a question what they do. Get a lot of goose eggs. How did you let your light shine? Keep reading.
Saith the Lord.
Says the power. Read.
Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us?
So, how has you shown us you loved us? See, you always got to prove something to a Negro. To a wicked demon spirit, man. They always questioning everything. Not seeing what the Lord has done for our forefathers. And some people don't even read the Bible, man.
Bring it out.
This is why I'm saying I get on the sister, but the man's is our biggest problem.
Right.
They don't want to listen. How you gonna not listen? And how we gonna build if we don't listen? Listen is the key, the fundamental thing. What you want your child to do? You want your child to listen when you tell him something. If you tell him don't go put that fork in that socket, you want him to listen. You're trying to prevent harm from him. The Lord is trying to do the same thing for us, but we won't listen. We'll question the Lord. And we're gonna deal with that. But read.
Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
He said, was not Esau Jacob's brother? And this is the problem we got in Israel, man. Esau. See, they got this. See what the problem is? Some of them are Esau. And some of them got the spirit of Esau. That's the problem. See, they thinking Esau is a so-called white man. Esau look just like you dark-skinned people, man. See, it says that he turned red. You idiot. I'm gonna ask you for the precept. That's when the problem starts. He was hairy. Give me some precepts. Don't just tell me a narrative. That's how they mislead people. Not breaking down nothing. But read.
Saith the Lord.
Read on.
Yet I love Jacob.
He say what?
Yet I love Jacob.
Just like a father, man. Just like a father do his children's. That's how much love he have for us. But we've been in the system so long, we don't have self-love no more. We have self-hatred. Give me Romans 5 and 8.
Bring it up.
We don't have love no more, man. We can't see each other. See, because most people, they want somebody that they got a familiar look. That's the type of person they want leading them. That's why he gave him Saul.
Right.
Don't question the Messiah, man. Your job is just to come in and apply yourself. But read out.
Romans chapter 5, verse 8.
Read.
But God condemneth his love toward us.
He condemned his Lord towards us, commended his Lord towards us. Read.
In that, while we were yet sinners,
Read on.
Christ died for us.
Why question the power, man? Why keep questioning the power? That's why you're going through it, man. You're not questioning yourself. You're not checking yourself. You want to check everything around you. But read.
Much more then, being now justified by his blood,
Proven by his life. Read.
we shall be saved from wrath through him.
We're going to be saved from it through wrath through him. But read.
For if, when we were enemies, we were reconciled to God by the death of his son.
Keep reading.
Much more, being reconciled, we shall be saved by his life.
We were saved, man. Christ always, that's the people that do these things, man, they don't have the spirit. But read.
And not only so, but we also joy in God through our Lord Christ.
This is the thing. Most people don't have that joy, man.
Bring it out.
Because they suffering from their ways. See, you got to get out of your way, man. You got to peel off that old person and put on the new person.
Facts.
And that comes from listening. And this is the problem. People always want to fight.
Man.
That's what don't you see that happening in the hoods? Don't you see these same things? If you living like that, you still got a hood mind.
Bring it out.
He say about joy. Joy. Read.
By whom we have now received the atonement.
The atonement, forgiveness for our sins. Some of you still got them thoughts in your mind. That's why you can't get past yourself. Because you still love this Babylon. You still love this whore.
Man.
See, when we need to be setting up, we need to set up a banking system. We need to have a hotel where our people travel, they can come to. We need to be setting up all these things, man, right here, right up under the nose of our enemy. And whites through the Messiah, everything happened. Just how it is. And I heard them talking about it in the 70s, 80s. This is what they didn't want to do in buying land. You'll see people that got land won't do nothing with it.
Man.
Bring it out.
They'll sell it.
Right.
You'll see people's in these communities, in these cities, complaining about rats and roaches in their apartment building when they families or relatives can go buy some land and build their own things and get rid of the rats and roaches. Why are you thinking your enemy gonna love you? He gonna treat you like he's supposed to treat you. As a non-human. But see, we thinking that we can complain to a system that was predicated on oppressing us. Oh, it's the white man. No, it's a system.
Bring it out.
It's a court system.
That's right.
It's a banking system.
Bring it out.
Read,
Wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world,
this is Adam. Read.
and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men.
Everybody seeing. So people are, I'm good. Granny good. Let me tell you something. Granny go get a spine pull out, man. I'm telling you, man. See, people like Granny just innocent. You know, why are you thinking all these bad things happening to these old folks, man? Was that old man a real man? Was that old lady a mother? Was they real father and mother? Or did they not play the same game and lead their own children to destruction? And why are you thinking the older folks are more hard-headed? You can't tell them nothing.
Man.
They know everything and ain't read one book.
Man.
Telling the truth. See, you see all these pastors, Gino Jennings there, man, Nathaniel there, man, they ain't doing nothing for the peoples. They doing for self.
That's right.
You don't see them out there getting their nails dirty. And that's something else, sister. Y'all gotta come out in the garden, man. A lot of y'all didn't even show this summer.
Sure.
It's sad. It's sad. So that let me know that you really ain't tuned in. Because guess what? Back in the day, mother and father would grow their own food.
Right.
See, we don't want to get all this garbage out of, man. We want to be like our parents. Don't you see your parents when they get older? I know I tried to talk to my mom. She just wasn't hearing it. So I just told my sister, now, let her be comfortable. If she want to drink Dr. Peppers, let her drink them. I'm not finna argue with her. Let's keep the peace. You don't give her a Dr. Pepper, you got to go in there with war. They didn't give her a Dr. Pepper. I pulled up, she in there swole. I'm like, it's going to be some Kurt Angle in here in a minute. She ain't got to do it with her hands. Her mouth is cold. Let her live her life, man. Some people, man, you can't change them. You have to let them go where they going, and most people's going nowhere. Read on, Doc.
For that all have sinned.
All have sinned. Read.
For until the law, sin was in the world.
This is the law of Moses. Read.
But sin is not imputed where there is no law.
Keep reading.
Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moses.
You know, when you understand death reigning, see, a lot of you got death in your head. Some of your houses, you got death in it. See, we don't consider what death is. It's sin.
Man.
It's you not applying the word. And when you try to apply the word, people's will fight you.
Facts.
People's gonna run. I was telling them to return. They can't, man. It's hard for them. Some of them out there going through hell, man. Some of y'all don't be knowing all these stories we be getting. See, people thinking a man get up and take his children out here is some kind of man. He the weakest ass man on the planet to me. To destroy them children's life. He the weakest man on the planet. I have no respect for it. When you see what these children's out here going through, man. I get a call telling me one of my cousins, 12 years old, just turned 13 pregnant already. And you will take them back out there? Man, I'm like, drop dead, man. I don't play these games with people, man. This is the problem with us, man. We just let too many people off the hook. Destroying these children, man. These children ain't got a pot to piss in. Why you thinking they out here robbing and stealing and killing and losing their lives, going to the penitentiary, getting raped in there?
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Why you thinking the pen got so many black men? Where the fathers at?
Bring it out. Bring it out.
I didn't go. And I did more dirt than anybody. I didn't go. Why? Because he showed me how to run my business. If I was out there like them knuckleheads, man, I'd been right. He's a dead in jail. When you got some knowledge, you always a couple moves ahead of people. This is the problem. Death reigneth amongst our peoples, and they'll do it and not have no shame at all.
Man, bring it out.
No shame.
That part.
No shame what they do to their children. Not looking at what they've been through, the drugs, the psychedelic drugs they done been on. They don't understand these. You put your children back out there where they got all this fentanyl shit. I'm seeing all this stuff on YouTube, man, how these young children are dying at young ages.
Right.
But read.
Even over them that had not sinned after the similitude of Adam's transgression.
These are the ones to be born. Read.
Who is the figure of him that was to come.
Who is the figure of him that was to come. You understand? The Messiah had to come here, walk on this planet, see all the atrocities that's going on with our peoples, tried to edify them, build them up with wisdom and knowledge, and they rejected it.
Man. Just like
That's why the Messiah rejected Esau. See, to them, he hated him. All he did was reject him for his ways. See, we take that word hate and run with it. Bible ain't telling us to hate nobody.
man.
That's their favorite scripture. And he hated Esau, but they're not breaking it down. How many different meanings do hate means?
Bring it out.
Pull one up, Matthias. Give me Malachi 1 and 3. Pull it up. How many definitions do hate means? Because this is the problem with our people, man. They still think small. You got a lot of them that's Israelites that I seen this week that was having Thanksgiving ham and chitlins.
Man.
I'm telling you, man, it's sad out there. And this man had the nerve to be up in front of a camera with that.
Man.
And you got them, these Israelites. I just met another guy that I used to be with IUIC, man. He told me, he said, man, you was one that didn't take it like these other brothers. You told them like what it is. Yes, there was some yes men's in there. I said, man, I don't understand this. Why these young boys acting like fans for some rank. And that's why I got into it with them, by some rank. I didn't want it. I wanted to come. I come to learn. See, when you transition in your life, you want to come learn. You don't want to just be in there a part of the crew.
Right.
So that's the problem with us as a people, man. But he got to talk about the book of Enoch. I ain't bring one priest out, man. How you doing? How your brother doing? They want to go to some nonsense. Seen another brother in Walmart. Man, I be watching y'all, but you ain't applying nothing. Watching and not doing is just, you might as well just say you ain't really following. I see them out there. I see the peoples out there. Ain't nobody really spiritually changing. People want the truth to change for them. It's not gonna happen. Read this out. You pull it up.
I got you.
Look at this. Hit that down button.
I did. That's why all of this is.
Now where it say similar right there. Go across where it say despise at the end.
I got you. Wow.
You see all this? You see all this word, man? So they just take hate and make it into one definition. Scroll down some more. Be sorrowful. Be low. Be unwilling. Regret. Dislike. Distaste. So they just take hate and put it in one category. So this is all this means.
Bring it out.
Now read it,
Malachi chapter 1 verse 3. And I hated Esau.
all he's saying is I rejected Esau's ways, just like he do some of y'all's.
Man.
Read.
And laid his mountains and his heritage waste.
This is when you lay somebody heritage in leadership. This is complete destruction of a spiritual foundation. This is all this is saying. We take things and try to make them into something that they not, and we don't really even try to teach the people, man. All we trying to do is mislead them. Read.
For the dragons of the wilderness.
So when you understand you're dealing with these peoples in the world, you're dealing with much darkness, the force of darkness.
That's right.
So when the Messiah reject you, where you go? Back into that wilderness with these dragons.
Right.
The Bible is very simple. What is hard is your head, because you've been taken to school 12 years and been uneducated. You've been taught not to think for self. You've been programmed to be just like everything else. The school looks just like the penitentiary system. We don't factor none of these things in. We just take things and make them into something. Everything about this system is to keep you on the bottom.
That's right.
No matter how high you go, they got drugs up there too.
Facts.
Genesis 27:41. We get caught up, man. And the thing is, calling out the millions. Because it troubles me that a brother won't do nothing. It troubles me, man. I'll be like a fullback and it'd be the whole 11 men over there. I would come through and destroy all of them.
Bring it out.
Because weakness kills, man. We won't do nothing to try to help. That's what's the problem with us. We thinking about self. You take care of self. The Lord got you. Because I'm going to tell you, the Lord got you. Just like that incident I told you that night. I can still hear AG brother telling me, they call me Didi, don't do it. See, because I'm finna draw down. Car pulling up, I didn't play. Don't do it. It's either them or us. But he knew him. And then I got to thinking, like, man, I've been in a whole lot of shootouts. Over there with my sister and them, over there with the Wankster cuz and them. They shooting all up in the house. Brothers all in the back room won't come out. I'm the only one who crawl to the door, grab a pistol, and sit there and wait till them come through the door.
Crazy.
Let me tell you something. These brothers ain't no real gangsters out there, man. They real wanksters out there. And I'm talking about my own. All them old folks and all them sisters in there, they wouldn't even come out the back room. And these are the same ones be going in and out the penitentiary. So I'm tired of playing with these weak men. You get these guys in these gangs, man, they the weakest of the weak because they take a gang to do what they do.
Bring it out.
See, that's not, you can't develop a man in a gang. He got to follow another man. That's what they do in the penitentiary. They follow men. They follow orders to go destroy their lives. Telling y'all, man, I done dealt with the penitentiary people, man. My kinfolk, that's what they was in and out. They'll tell you about the Twinkie on the bed. Some of you bruisers eat that Twinkie. See, because ain't nobody told you not to eat that Twinkie, man. You thinking somebody love you in there. Telling you the truth, man. When you go in there, you gotta have somebody that's gonna be caring about you, that's gonna tell you not to do. I seen one bro on YouTube, man, how he dude was drinking and they was having fun, and you know he was doing this and doing that. Dude turned around and smashed him. Y'all don't know this world, man. This world is filth. Why are you thinking amongst the youngsters now? AIDS, syphilis, gonorrhea, herpes are major factors in these communities now.
That's right.
These young children don't have no discourse about what they do now. They just do it now. Young women don't have more means by the time they turn 15 than a woman don't have a lifetime now.
That's right.
Young boys going both ways now. It's real scary out there now, man.
That's right.
Read this out.
Genesis chapter 27, verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
You understand why they attack our fathers? This simple scripture right here lets you know he hated his brother. So what you thinking he doing today? They'll tell you about it, oh yeah, they attack the biggest. No, man, they want the ones that think. The biggest, strongest dude ain't gonna bust a grape. It's the dude that uses his mind. That's the dangerous one. That's the most dangerous one out there in the village. Not the strongest one. He can move some stones, but that man, that dude that's got that mind, he can build some houses. See, they just give you a narrative and we run with it because that's what we think. They're gonna tar and feather. Name me a city and state that happened in. So they like to bring up this slave stuff, man. They had bells on their neck. Name me a city and state that happened in, and why we can't find none of this stuff. Oh, you can find it in the museum just like you can find dinosaur bones. They got that 3D printer. They can print out everything. Ben had these types of equipment, man.
That's right.
So we'll spend all our money to go see fake things, just like they do in Kemet. All that stuff you seeing over there in the museums are just fake artifacts. Egypt wasn't like that, like they don't portray it. But in a Negro mind, there was a king. And they didn't know most of all them dudes that was in Egypt was sodomites. So that's the kind of king you want to be. And your queen might be that man. Read,
And Esau said in his heart,
in his mind, read.
the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Hold up, he gonna slay his brother Jacob. Did he slay Jacob? Or have he been dealing with the father of the father's father? You know, we don't hear about brothers that stood up back then and try to build communities for our people. Why we don't hear these stories? Why these stories don't resonate through our communities? Because they snuff them out. They'll tell you about Black Wall Street. They're not going to tell you that there was many cities like Black Wall Street around here because most of the United States were black.
That's right. Bring it out.
Just give you a narrative, man, and have you believe in a lie. This is the problem with us. We would eat doo-doo every day, all day. I seen the dude with talking about One West, so I just put a little turd. See, I've been throwing that turd out there lately. Where would we be without One West? I said, where would we be without the Messiah?
Bring it out. That
Teach.
part. That part.
He didn't come back. See, you got to make them start thinking. Yeah, I've been throwing it out there. You got to make them start thinking because everybody that's sitting with us ain't going to be with us. See, we got to go out there and start fishing. Everybody that think like that's with us ain't going to be with us because they're not applying themselves. This is about applying yourself. This is about getting your life in order. Why is you got the sum of your youth? Ezekiel 35:5. Why is you have your youth? You have opportunity now to get your life in order. Let me tell you something. Yeah, you might not know a lot, man, but I'm going to tell you something. Think of yourself in 30 years. Where you going to be?
That's right. Bring it out.
See, a lot of you ain't thought about it, have you? Some of you youngsters gonna have gray hair. You know, might not be with the person you with. You might have some kind of terminal disease. But if you start planting your life right today, you'll know where you'll be in 30 years. Because you don't been prepared yourself. See, a lot of you ain't preparing yourself because guess what? You still in love with the system.
That part.
The system that destroyed billions.
That's right.
You gonna tell me I can retire at 65? They tell you everything, don't they? The taskmaster. You can retire at 65. What can you do? Can you dunk a ball now? Can you go street hoop with the guys that ain't doing nothing daily? What are you gonna be doing? So don't let nobody tell you how to live your life. Start living your life for yourself. Start thinking for yourself. The Lord will provide for us if we will follow. See, that's honoring your father. See, I honor my father because I listened, because all he had told me one time, don't race your car. I had a stick. Guess what I did one time? I tried to race it. So you'll understand when he tell you something. He ain't telling you nothing to make you fail. He's telling you something that's going to save you.
That's right.
You know, my father, he wasn't all this and that, but he sacrificed to keep us out that hood from the roaches. I'm sorry to say that, but he kept us out of that environment. That's one thing that I respect him for, because guess what? We could have turned out just like every other robber, thug, killers, weed head, crackhead. Keeping you, and that's what the Lord is trying to do for us, separate us from all the sickness. But we still thinking we're going to strive in this city. This city was set up, but this is a corporation. This is a charter of the United States. That's why it's called United, because they all united. Y'all ain't getting it, but read out.
Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5.
Read on.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Look at our people, man. Drugs. Our sisters out here, man. You see them out here, man, be on drugs. You see our brothers out here, man, they murdering each other over nothing. I just was told by somebody from Mississippi, man, 3,000 people's in the town, they killing each other. How do you get into it with 3,000 people? And how do you go kill somebody? Everybody know. This is just showing you how low the bar has been set now. These children, they out here, they playing for keeps now.
That's right.
Keep reading.
By the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
You understand, we don't come from being out of sin, and our thoughts are not the way that our thoughts used to be. And guess who studied pushing this stuff on us? Your enemy. They don't have no love for you. And it's just not the elites. It's the ones that you see sitting in these politician seats.
Man.
It's your local chief sheriff. All of these peoples are under the charter.
Slave.
Yeah. They are the taskmasters. Give me Lamentation 5:1.
Bring it out.
Them are the taskmasters. We've been thinking that everybody is what you call it, slaves to the system, so they're going to speak as a slave. They're going to tell you about the system. Don't go against the system. See, that's one thing my dad never taught me. He never taught me to be about the system. Told me to be independent.
That's right.
I used to see my sisters now, man. I love my sisters. I'd be out there working on my snow cone stand. They'd be out there, all kind of pork on the grill, buy beer. I was like, they party all day long. I go to work, get off, come work on my snow cone stand. They party. And I'm like, damn. Sister in that apartment, I call it club. We didn't even need ID to get in. It was just partying 24/7. I didn't understand it, but hey, I didn't bother. I let it run its course. It ran its course, though. Read,
Lamentations, chapter 5, verse 1.
Read.
Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us.
Look at all these things that have come upon us, man. We can't get along. We hate each other. We don't show love. And most people use that fake love they learn in their household. See, because you're a product of your environment.
That's right, that's right.
You're a product of your environment. But read.
Consider
these things, man. Why we on the bottom, man? Why we murder each other? Why? If I stay in an apartment complex and we all black, we should all have one cable in there. But see, people don't, you always gonna have that rat that's gonna call in and tell you, yeah, they over here stealing cable. I'm just telling you, your enemy be right, but your enemy is your family. But read.
And behold our reproach.
Look at our shame, man. as a man, look at the shame that we have on us. I remember after my father died, I was in a hardware store, Home Depot. I'm like, man, I'm in here by myself. I have no help. Why could I see these things back then? Wasn't no young man trying to do nothing. They was all partying too.
That's right.
They was all doing the same dumb thing, or they was running into trying to be outsmart each other with this system. Wasn't trying to help build, man. Been doing this all my life. Why are you thinking I went on my sister's house this weekend? I seen she had an envelope. I signed her back in 1989. I'm like, you still got this? Of my posters and stuff on my record. I'm trying to help people, and all people don't have no love, man. I'm gonna just be real. They'll shit on you every time. Hundreds of people's around me, man. People walking up to me crying because they trying to get on a record. I could be in the mall somewhere, they coming up rapping. Listen, man. You trying to help your people, but you can't help them with money. You got to help them with knowledge. See, I've learned. No matter how much they come and be talking, they come talking business. Hey, listen, hey, let's just get your spirit right. See, because everybody been taught to have that same pimp game.
That's right.
But read,
Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
you look at your children, you look at your land, it's been turned to strangers. We have no control over these things anymore. Read.
Our house is to aliens.
Yeah, you look at the other nations are thriving off of us. Read.
We are orphans.
We are orphans, man. We without a leader. We without a king, man. We without fathers. Read.
And fathers.
And fatherless, hopeless without the Messiah. Read.
Our mothers are as widows.
They don't turn to widows. They don't play. They playing the whore now.
Bring it out.
You thinking the women didn't take on Foxy Brown and all them things back in the day?
Man.
She walking around with his chest out. Eartha Kitt all men's. Train our people, man. They was training them. Just like in a kennel, man. What do they got to do? They ain't got nothing to do but sit around, watch the TV, man, go to their movies. They training them. They training you. They constantly training you to be nobodies.
That's right.
I keep saying, name me a black movie that was inspiration. Don't tell me about the Huxtable, man. That was another joke. They training us. Isaiah 3:12. They training us to be nobodies, and we have abide by their system. That's why you'll go out here today, man. You'll see our grandmothers and stuff, man. Granny don't want to hear nothing. Read this,
Isaiah chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people.
As for my people's, read.
Children are their oppressors.
Look at the children's, man. I always tell you, man, when that boy can see eye to eye with mama, he don't have no respect for mama. He don't even have, and he hate his dad because guess who ran him off? His mama. See, I've been through these things. I used to have to call the police to go get my children. I paid child support. But we're going to deal with that too. This democracy of what they have set up to destroy the families.
Bring it out.
This whole thing was to destroy the man. Why are you thinking they persecute the man? Why are you thinking in every television show that the young child dumb as hell? They always have down there portray the woman like that, do they? Sarah, and what we do, we sit back and enjoy these things. We laugh at it. We laugh at Will Smith homosexual tale, man. We laugh at these things. They making fun of us and we laugh at us. Read,
and women rule over them.
Women's control them now. Read.
Oh, my people.
Read on.
They which lead thee cause thee to err.
Man, let me tell you something. Look at the hood now. The hood ain't even a neighborhood. That's why it's called the hood. Any neighbors in there? Any neighbors love each other? You ever been to a black community? They say that's a neighborhood. They just say that's the hood.
That's right.
That's the hood. And let me tell you something. All these weak brothers and sisters out here wicked. They love it. And they'll tell you it's the white man doing all the kind killing around here, but all you see is your kind doing the killing.
That part.
They'll pick up their phone, call in on you. Hey man, let me tell you something. They ain't got to pull the trigger. Some of these weak beta males, they'll call you girl. Not knowing what you're doing. Let me tell you something, man. You got to guard your household.
That's right.
Because there's a lot of people out here, man, that have no love in their system. And the biggest problem is our sisters, because they the weaker vessel.
Right.
They buy into it. God tell, oh, baby, you looking good. They go home, husband, hey, you know, you ain't tell me I'm looking good. Why? What the hell? I ain't got to tell you this every day. You know you look good. That's why I'm with you.
Bring it out. Come on now.
I ain't got to be, that's all they're doing is making her head glow. She dizzy now. She dizzy because if a man with you, he already accept you for that. You ain't got to be, see, but that's what we want. We want that kind of love, that attention, that drive, that makes us feel good. But let me tell you something. It's the weakest man on the planet that's telling you that. Because if he had a woman, he wouldn't be telling you these things. See, I'm here to teach, man, and I'm here to reach. I'm here to make you think. You got to understand. You out in the parking lot, one dude was telling another girl they were trying to rob him. What do people work on? Your weakness.
Facts.
They'll tell you something you want to hear. Because I wasn't going to do that record label. I had already dealt with AG now. Him and Mac now. And shit, Mac, he was a drunk in the studio one time with me. I was done with him then, man. I'm like, man, what's wrong with Mac? I'm wasting my money buying studio time. So I kind of bounced around. I was through. Somebody else told me, it's your destiny. And I believed it. It was my destiny to let me learn not to deal with Negroes with money. I'm telling y'all the truth. I've seen it all. Traveling. I've been in all the ghettos. I've seen the depression and oppression on our peoples. I've seen people with the electric off, man, in the middle of the wintertime. And I will be one that get it turned back on. They're going to be right back off next month. Because guess what? They're going to continue making the bad mistakes.
That's right.
Because they're not thinking, I got $1. I'm going to spend it this month. What about next month? You're negative now. What if you would have saved that $1? Now you got $2. We love to give it up. Read on, Doc.
And destroy the way of thy path.
Look at the children's now. They don't destroy it, man, because people thinking this just started, man. This has been going on since the 50s.
That's right.
See, they run all that feminist stuff. They want our women to be strong-minded. You know, I'm independent. I don't need a man. You're at the house lonely, ain't you? See, that's the way they want the women to think they can do it. That's why they gave them housings. But see, they gave housing to the so-called white people. The white man can stay in, but then they gave it to the blacks. He can't stay there.
That part.
When you go into public housing, do you see men in their families or you see a woman and the children? And do she care about them? Nah, she don't care nothing about them. Deuteronomy 28:15. She don't care nothing about them, man. If one of them ain't getting ready to go to the NFL, she ain't studying him. Let Timmy can go to jail if she care. I'm just telling you the truth. If there is nothing in that child that's going to enhance her life, she doesn't care. Because she is, when I had my children, you know what I had them doing? You know, you think I asked my sisters, I had them reading. Because I knew my weakness. You know where we would go? We ain't going to Disneyland, we're going to the library. And you can see the aftermath of what happened to them. They doing good for themselves. You got to challenge your children, man. You cannot allow them. And another thing, do not allow them to go to these schools, man. You're gonna indoctrinate them into what we all was indoctrinated into. Right. You go to school, they gonna got Christmas trees. They go to church, they got Christmas trees. They go to the mall, they got Christmas trees. The television, they got Christmas trees. The movies, they got Christmas trees. The radio, they got rappers rapping about it. How much indoctrinate do you need?
Come on.
Read this up.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15.
Bring it out.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
See, this is the thing. This is the biggest problem in our people, man. They don't like to listen. They like to challenge. They like to challenge wisdom. Knowledge. When you want to challenge wisdom and knowledge, you're gonna come out on the hurting end. Read.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Read on.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake
You know all these curses, man, just evil everywhere. No matter where you're going, man, I'm seeing people getting stabbed. People just let me tell you something. They don't lost their wits. See, I'm showing y'all all these companies are laying off. What are you going to do then? Right now, we should be digging in, just like getting ready to fight an army war. We should be digging our trenches, man, stocking up our bullets, preparing our food, getting our women's in a safe environment. We don't want to do this thing because we still thinking this is a safe place. Nothing safe about Babylon, man. I see a dude that stay in the complex where I stay, man. He be down there at the Walmart begging, telling me he got a little daughter. It's like, do we not know we know him? Is he that drunk to where he can't remember? I don't talk to him. This is what's going on, man. You can't even pull up on a red light without somebody. You got to have a bucket full of change now. It's getting sad.
It's crazy.
You can't even go in most stores. Somebody out there on the corner, man, on the front of the store. You got to reach in that 5-gallon bucket you got with you. Here you go. Don't y'all see this wasn't happening 10, 15 years ago. And see, once the disease starts spreading, it spreads fast. So no matter what city you go in, you're going to see it. I don't care where you go, you're going to see the same thing. Rent is too high, jobs paying too low. This is going to cause divorces because both people's in the house, they not sound in the brain. They just having children. And then what happened to these children? I seen a lady, son went out and stole a car. He brought his stuff back to the house. So now they locked the mother and the son up. See, I seen these young boys out here selling drugs. My mom loved them then because he was getting her weave done. Buying her, getting her nails done. Soon as he go to jail, she don't put no money on his books. Man. So y'all thinking this is a game, man. This is serious. This is life. Read, dog.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
You don't understand when you say you're going to be devoted to evil in these cities, we have to create our own cities. We have to create our own way. We can't thrive in a democracy where it's a corporation. Where are we going to go? We're going to go get a building somewhere else, man. What they going to do? Overcharge us for it? We get all the equipment in there, man. You thinking the city going to come put us on television, tell the people come patronize our business? They'll ignore you. They don't want you to thrive. They'll make sure the food that you're getting might not be the right food. See, I've dealt with these companies, man. When I had my snow cone stand janitor, I knew I had to go out to my enemies to get all my equipment. Lawn service, I had to go to my enemies. And that's one thing that I'm really trying to show, bro. We got to take care of our equipment. Because they predicate on you not doing these things, tearing your stuff up, you got to come right back to them. There's no love with this system, and the people that are working for them, they don't care about you. But read, huh?
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
In this world, we're going to be under a curse, man. It's nothing going to change for us. Give me letter 2. It's nothing going to change for us. We have to create our own democracy. That's what we don't want to do. We want to have hope in a corporation, which I break it down. I'm going to break it down to you. Read this out.
Cities, being in urban and rural settings, facing hardship and adversity under the curse.
That's what with this city. That's what, you know, when you go in and you finish reading in there in Malachi. This is why your enemy builds. This is nothing but a big slave plantation. Where you hire the people that go to school, those are the ones that chose to buy into the system. You hire those ones. Do you ever see police hiring regular mens on there? They always hiring them nerds that was in school. And then they get a badge, they tough as hell, ain't they? So I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't have nothing to hide no more. Read.
Affliction.
We're gonna go through these things, man, because we believe in a corporation that wasn't set up by our forefathers. Read. Suffering. That's what you're gonna see. 98% of our people, they suffer no matter what tier they on. They going through it. Read.
Pain.
Pain, man. They dealing with divorces. They dealing with runaway children, man. They dealing with hatred in their own community, their families. Read.
Distress.
Distress, man. Got too much on them. Bills killing them. Man, child support. You got all these things on your life, man. Read.
Grief.
Grief, mourning the death of their peoples, man. Seeing them being murdered in the streets. Seeing them dying from the poison that they're eating. Read,
Torment.
Torment, read.
Prisoners of war.
You are a prisoner of war, man. You cannot raise up against this beast, man. This here is to control you. That's why you have the police department. That is a part of their army.
Bring it out.
They just call it police. War on drugs. That was a war on black men. All you got to do is just tell the truth. Everything they do, it is to persecute us. Read.
Temptation.
Temptation. What they give you. They give you everything. Strip clubs, television. To keep your mind, and you go in the stores, they got the magazines, and they used to have the magazines. Now you got the internet.
That's right. Man.
Teach.
No matter where you go, you're being tempted. You at your job. This is what goes on. Read.
Lured into sin.
Sin. Their thoughts. Read.
Accusation.
Holding our path. They continue to give us these old fake slave movies. 12 years of slave, and nobody can validate it. Kunta Kinte.
Bring it out.
They keep us in the gutters. They keep posting our pictures on the news like we some thieves. The real thieves are the ones with the suit on.
Man, that's right.
Read.
Hold our past against us.
Read on.
Deceptions. Lies fed to us.
Man, that deception is cold, man. Your algorithm, anything you're doing on the computer, the computer already knowing who you are, knowing what you like. If you like porn, it's gonna send you that porn. If you like being a whore, it's gonna send you these things. It's gonna pop up in your thing. So your mind got to be clearing over. See, that's why I say put on the whole armor, because they coming after you. You might have slipped out. Why you thinking they pulled so many back in? How you think that man taking children's up out of here, man? They pull them right back. Read.
Vexation. Cause anger and hate.
Why you thinking the murder, man? Did anybody hear about road rage just 5 years ago? It's a part of life now.
Man.
Anger. When you see some people separating, they're killing each other. This is what caused these things. Let me show you some more things. Read this.
Title 4D started in 1975. Child support. Child support is one of the major causes of divorce explosion between men and women in the early 1980s.
Keep reading.
There were no family courts in the early 1980s. These courts were created specifically because of Title 4D. Title 4D provides for matching funds for the collection of child support.
Let me tell you something. Every dollar you pay in the state's paying them to come after you.
Man.
So why you thinking you go in there, man? I'm gonna tell you something. Some of them people, man, you be ready to shoot the whole place up. They talk to you like you Tiny Tim in there, man. And I warn brothers about this. You don't have a fight in anything when you're dealing with. See, but I had to go read their documents. See, that's how I start fighting with them. See, I had to go learn them. See, you got to go know your enemy. See, you go in there and you ain't read nothing. They're gonna take advantage of you. 25% for the first child. So you make sure who you're laying with, you're gonna be with for the rest of your life, because a damn corporation can survive taking 25% of what they making. 30% for the second child. So now you up to 30, 35%, 40%, 50%. How you gonna survive? Keep playing these games, weak mans. Keep playing these games. This is how they use the sisters against us. But keep reading.
Title 4E started in 1974, CPS.
See, this is another one. Read.
This gives reimbursements for taking away the children.
Hey, man, they give them a bonus. So their job is to come take the children away. And you'll see the same people that look like you, man, will come in, man, and talk to you. See, they did that with one of my babies. I tried to tell, listen, I ain't going to try. Listen, these people trying to plot us against each other. I'm telling her this because they telling me everything. This is what they do. But I came to her as soon as I bagged back queso with, they disappeared again. I ain't gonna lie to you. I tell you the truth. You can ask my sisters. They one of them was there. Read.
They get financial incentives to take the children away from the parents. Financial incentives is to take the fathers out of the home.
That's the biggest thing, to divide that family up. Listen to one, and anybody can call on you. Yeah, such and such over there. Here they come. Cause they came knocking at my door. One of them called, one of the same demon baby mamas. Told my house looked like a crack house. It was cocaine. So when I opened the door, the dude was just shocked to see, hey, this man living royalty, ain't he?
Bring it out.
So yeah, they dirty with the. Let me tell you something. This is what the people that look like you play these games with you. But read.
Corporate ownership of children. Public Law 97.
Read on.
67th Congress 1921 birth certificate.
This is your birth certificate. Read.
Who legally owns our children?
Who legally own your children? Do you? Read.
This may suggest that the U.S. government may view children as corporate assets.
That's what we are to them.
Right.
See, you see these so-called white folks in them little village. I forget the name of them, but they don't deal with none of that. Amish. See, we too afraid, man. We got to have it. But see, you think about it. You get to that land, you got a house, you got food, you got what else do you need from the government?
Teach.
We want to still hold on, man. Read.
They belong to the state rather than the parents.
They're your children. When you sign that birth certificate, you signing your child over to the state. We quick to sign that paperwork, ain't it? But did you know you can buy your own name and have your own corporation? See, I can show you these things. See, you can buy your own name because on your birth certificates, it's spelled all in capital letters.
That's right.
See, they play the game on us. But read.
It provides evidence that the U.S. and state government register births and issue birth certificates, establishing legal control over children from birth.
Send the CPS, they just take them, don't they?
Man.
Keep reading.
Failure to register a birth can have serious consequences, as government documentation is often required for schooling, licenses, benefits, and other activities.
Hold up. We don't need none of these. We don't need their schooling. We don't need their license. We don't need their benefits. And we don't need their activity, their school system. Read.
Yeah.
This gives the government ownership and control over children.
Y'all don't understand, man. This is just a corporation.
Nice.
It is here. It's not here to have people happy ever after. Quit listening to these songs, man. Some of that music you listen to kind of throws you off too. Some of you listen to some crazy things.
That's right, man.
Hosea 4:1. See, I wasn't listening to that. I was listening to Pac, white man world, hey, I'm ready to go to war. And back then it was with the gun. But now it's with knowledge.
Bring it out.
See, you have to be saved from yourself. But read this,
Hosea chapter 4, verse 1.
Read on.
Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel.
Read on.
For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land.
These cities controlled by man, read.
Because there is no truth.
No truth in a man, read.
No mercy.
No mercy, no love for the children, read.
Nor knowledge of God in the land.
None, because every church system is set up, man. All that garbage, all this stuff, man, was set up by man.
Bring it out.
You can't get no truth from this place. Read.
By swearing and lying.
This is how they catch us in all these traps. Read.
And killing.
Read.
And stealing.
Stealing your children, stealing your thoughts, stealing your heritage. Read.
And committing adultery.
Read on.
They break out. And blood toucheth blood.
Abomination touches filthiness. Read.
Therefore shall the land mourn.
The peoples that dwell in the land, they're going to be mourning. Read.
And everyone that dwelleth therein
Read on.
shall languish.
They're going to lose faith in the Messiah. They're going to lose faith in the Bible. Read.
With the beasts of the field.
With the beasts, men of the fields. Read.
And with the fowls of heaven.
These are the rulers. Read.
Yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away.
This is talking about the people, man. When people's coming to me, sending me something, hey, man, the fishes were taken away. I just shake my head from now on, man. Because they still seeing the Bible carnal minded. They not seeing this is a spiritual and a healing book. But read.
Yet let no man strive.
No man is trying to restore or contend. Read.
Nor reprove another.
See, how are we trying to correct our peoples? How are we trying to rebuild our peoples? Read.
For thy people are as they that strive with the priest.
See, a lot of them gonna dispute with the word, man, because they not understanding Christ. See, they understand carnal doctrines. That's the problem with our peoples. They'll fight you over a lie.
Bring it out.
Read.
Therefore shalt thou fall in the day.
They gonna fall in the day, man. Read.
And the prophet also shall fall with thee in the night.
These prophets, man, they gonna fall with thee in the night, man. And what they falling from, man? What do you fall from? They're gonna be brung into darkness. When you fall out the truth, man, you fall away from knowledge, you fall right into darkness. Read.
And I will destroy thy mother.
He said, what?
And I will destroy thy mother.
When you understand, when you fall away, you don't want to hear the truth, you're not gonna find healing medicine, man. This mother is this word, man. But read.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
See, they don't have no knowledge, man. All the knowledge they have is what the television and school system taught them. They ain't thought one time to start thinking for themselves. Read.
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
When the truth start coming, when wisdom and truth start coming, read.
I will also reject thee.
See, that's what happens, man, when you don't want to sit in and build, because you're coming in here to learn, and what have you learned since you've been sitting in here?
Bring it out.
Read.
That thou shalt be no priest to me.
Keep reading.
Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of God.
They don't forgot the word, man. They don't trust in the word no more. They trust in themselves. Read.
I will also forget thy children.
Look at our children, Malachi 1 and 6. Look at the conditions that we are in today. Look at the children's out there. I used to see these mothers sending their children. It's cold, 40 degrees. Child ain't got no coat on. Got on short pants and short hair, not combed, nose running. I've seen this with my own eyes. I used to go to my children's school, go in there, and the son sitting in their hair butted up, man. He came and not the proper clothes on, man. Shame on these mothers, man.
That's right, man.
That queen of what?
Bring it out.
Sick of this, man. We want to patronize somebody, man, because we looking for something from them.
Max.
They have been disgraceful, man. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've heard these brothers tell me, mama on crack, no food in the house.
That's right.
Yeah.
But we give them a pass, man. We have to rebuke them and bring them to the knowledge. It ain't no hatred. Read this out.
Malachi chapter 1 verse 6. A son honoreth his father.
A son will honor his father. Read.
And a servant his master.
A servant his master. Read.
If then I be a father.
Christ said, if I be a father, read.
Where is mine honor?
Hey, where's his honor at, man? We telling y'all the same thing. Why I got to keep repeating myself? Comment. Help us with the algorithm. Why do I got to keep repeating myself? So, where's your honor? Is you following? You ain't asked to do much.
Man.
But just that little, you just can't do it. But that word, you'll do it. That let me know where you at spiritually. Read.
And if I be a master.
If I be a master, read.
Where is my fear?
Look at all the teaching, man. Where's the belief in me? Read.
Saith the Lord of hosts unto you, O priests, that despise my name.
They do what?
That despise my name.
They despise his name. Read.
And ye say,
Read on.
wherein have we despised thy name?
Give me Jeremiah 2 and 4, man. This is all Israel love to do, man. And I see the same thing amongst the people. They love to complain.
Man.
They ain't gonna step up. They ain't gonna step up. They not fighting. I'm in a fight every day. I be in there boxing myself in the mirror, in there ducking and stuff. Because you got to deal with yourself, man. You want to go somewhere else and deal with somebody, let somebody else deal with. You got to try to control it, man, because we're not all on the same tier. And I have to understand that sometimes. Read up.
Jeremiah chapter 2 verse 4. Hear ye the word of the Lord, O house of Jacob.
He's speaking to the southern kingdom. Read.
And all the families of the house of Israel.
Keep reading.
Thus saith the Lord, what iniquity have your fathers found in me?
What iniquity? What sin? Why is you constantly questioning my word? I'm sending prophets to you to help build you, and you study questioning it.
Man.
Read.
That they are gone far from me.
This is what happens, man. You'll see a lot of them that was sitting in here, you know, one body, nobody, all this garbage, man. See, I don't play with them. See, that's what a man does. When you walk in that man house, you fear it. You know, I know my dad called my room on the other side of the house. His room right by the kitchen. Hey, boy, give me a glass of water. I'm like, man, you're right by the refrigerator. But you know, I'm gonna go get that water. Yeah, I'm gonna talk noise all the way. But he was learning me something, order, discipline. Because what it took me, 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Who paid all the bills? I didn't think about that deal back then. Who buying my clothes? See, I wasn't thinking like that. I was still young and he was molding me. But read up.
And have walked after vanity.
There's a lot of people like pride, man. They got that pride on them so tough, man. See, them thoughts in their head still controlling them. This is why they still fighting the truth. Read.
And are become vain.
Worthless. Read.
Neither said they.
Neither said they. Let me tell you something, man. Neither said they. How many of you call on the Messiah name? Only time you call on them to when you know you're about to get tapped.
Man.
See, you're not calling on them when things going good. See, once you practice good habits start to happen to you.
Bring it out.
Read.
Where is the Lord that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, that led us through the wilderness?
Oh, you know what? We're in the wilderness now here. Suffering, confusion, family confliction, problems, distress. We right here again, y'all. This is a wilderness, man.
That's right.
Read.
Through a land of deserts and of pits.
Pits. We got all kind of snares around here, man, that catch us in. Read.
Through a land of drought.
Drought. Read.
And a shadow of death.
No knowledge, man. We don't know what's going to happen to us tomorrow here, man. They can come and put our furniture out on the side of the road, and we can't do nothing about it.
Bring it out.
This is what we love. Read.
Through a land that no man passed through, and where no man dwelt.
No man dwelleth safely. No man thinks for himself. This is the thing that we dealing with in Israel. The peoples want to continue here. Read.
And I brought you into a plentiful country.
He said, I brought you into a plentiful country, a land blessed by the Messiah. Read.
To eat the fruit thereof.
All the knowledge and wisdom that I give you. Read.
And the goodness thereof.
Read on.
But when ye entered, ye defiled my land.
Read on.
And made my heritage an abomination.
That's what people still doing today, man. They got the word, but they still making it an abomination because they want to do it their way. It's only one way. Keep reading.
The priest said not.
These camps ain't teaching nobody nothing, man. They got a half Israelite, a half Christianity, and all lies on their doctrine. Read.
Where is the Lord?
Where is the Lord? Read.
And they that handle the law.
This is the law of Moses. Read.
Knew me not.
They don't know him. Read.
The pastors also transgressed against me.
Keep reading.
And the prophets prophesied by Baal.
They prophesied in the system to y'all peoples. See, they still reading the words the way that the school system taught them. Read.
And walk after things that do not profit. Wherefore, I will yet plead with you.
He said, I'm going to plead with you, man. I'm going to continue having this word coming out. I'm going to continue having these classes. I'm going to continue having the brothers and sisters that are walking in the light that you see. Read.
Saith the Lord.
Says the power. Read.
And with your children's children will I plead.
He said, I'm going to be pleading into today, man. He got to continue trying to reach us because guess what? We stiff-necked and hard-headed. Give me Ezekiel 20 and 33. We don't want to change. We want to stay the same, get to the kingdom. Play it out.
Give me a glass of water.
That was me, man. Dad going through all this. He got to go to work, man. Dealing with this oppression system. See a dirty son.
You put it right back in the cup. Go. Took long enough.
Ezekiel 20:33, man. But what he doing? Showing you. He was teaching. The little our parents gave us, man, we should accept it and honor it, man. Because a lot of times, man, I keep telling you, I know some of you might not have your dad in your life, your mother in your life, you still honor them, man. Treat them as they were your mother. They weren't brought you in the world. They gave you the greatest gift that's to bring you back here. Don't disrespect them, man, because they didn't do for you or did give you what the system told you, the television told you they should do. We're not worried about what they had to go through. Just like the father, why he laying up there now? Because he was paying the bills. Read this out.
Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 33. As I live, saith the Lord God, surely with a mighty hand.
With a mighty hand, with the prophets and the ministers, read.
And with a stretched out arm.
With the word of God, read.
And with fury.
With fury, vengeance, read.
Poured out, will I rule over you.
Say, man, you're going to have to get in order. See, this is the problem. This is the one problem that Israel have in the nations. They don't want to. See, they've been indoctrinated into a beast system. They thinking that's the godly system. You see the football player, thank God for my move. God ain't got nothing to do with your move. You see them. You see the people on the television getting the water. Thank God. See, they influencing the children's because they thinking what they doing is godly. Read.
And I will bring you out from the people.
He said, I'm going to bring you out from amongst these peoples. Read.
And will gather you out of the countries wherein you are scattered.
Keep reading.
With a mighty hand.
With a mighty hand, with the messengers of the Messiah. Read.
And with a stretched out arm.
Keep reading.
And with fury poured out.
And the word, the truth coming at you. Read.
And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people.
He's going to bring you back in that wilderness. Read.
And there will I plead with you. Face to face.
What you thinking the Messiah doing with us today?
Man, bring it out.
He trying to reach you, but you know what you're doing? You're turning your back on him.
Teach.
Say, I'm going to plead with you face to face. I'm going to bring you this truth and see how you respond to it. I'm going to send you teachers with my spirit. Read.
Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt.
Keep reading.
So will I plead with you, saith the Lord God. And I will cause you to pass under the rod.
You understanding correction? The correction of the word, correction of your life, correction of your attitude, correction of your anger. He said, I'm going to make you pass through that rod so you can be better. Read.
And I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
He said, I'm going to bring you back into the unity again, man. Read.
And I will purge out from among you the rebels.
He said, I'm going to have to separate the ones that don't want to listen in them classes, the ones that ain't trying to do nothing for the Messiah. Read.
And them that transgress against me.
Them the ones that hate me. Read.
I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn.
Read on.
And they shall not enter into the land of Israel.
They not going to get the spirit again. Read.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Y'all better understand who working all the miracles and showing the signs here. See, we don't take it. We'll call these people. Some of them you out there sitting watching today could have been in the building today.
That's right.
Some of you need to be in here getting healed, man.
That's right.
See, some of you thinking you healed because you're watching motivational speakers, and I keep telling you, that's what they are. They ain't going to change nothing in your life.
Right.
Malachi 1:7. I'm telling you, man, quit playing games with your life. You take that 38, man, it's got one in the chamber, but you won't pull the trigger. Read this out.
Malachi chapter 1 verse 7.
Read on.
Ye offer polluted bread upon mine altar.
See, this is how people come in this church, man. They come in with polluted bread, man. Read.
And ye say, wherein have we polluted thee?
How I'm polluting your name? Did I have on my fringes? Did I come to the Shabbat? Wasn't I at a feast day? Read.
In that ye say,
Read on.
the table of the Lord is contemptible.
They say the word of the Lord is contemptible, man. It's not even worthy. Read.
And if ye offer the blind for sacrifice.
And you understand these are the ones lacking knowledge. Read.
Is it not evil?
So when you understand it, when you evil and you trying to teach somebody else, ain't that evil?
Bring it out.
We got so many brothers and sisters out here be on Facebook pushing precepts and ain't doing nothing about, ain't lifestyle ain't changed. You still see them on there celebrating, doing all kind of wicked stuff. Read.
And if ye offer the lame and sick.
Hold up. If you offer the lame, These are the ones not faithful in their walk, and the sick, the one that's corrupt in their thoughts. Read.
Is it not evil?
Keep reading.
Offer it now unto thy governor.
Offer it now to the Messiah. Read.
Will he be pleased within thee, or accept thy person?
He's gonna have respect to person for you living. You still got sin in your lifestyle. Read.
Saith the Lord of hosts.
Keep reading.
And now I pray you, beseech God that he will be gracious unto us.
You better understand, have mercy, man. Because some people get snatched and they don't come back.
Yes, sir.
Read.
Get out.
This hath been by your means.
This has been by their own means. Read.
Will he regard your persons? Saith the Lord of hosts. Who is there, even among you, that would shut the doors for naught?
And a lot of you do that. Shut them kingdom doors, shut that spirit of Messiah. You do it for nothing. You know why? Because the system taught you to think of yourself as nothing. The system teach you to think as low as you can go.
That's right.
Why are you thinking you can go to in some people's communities, just like over here in the hood, in any hood, it's the same hood? Why ain't nothing changed? Why they ain't built up the houses, painted the houses, put better fences, driveway? Why they ain't done nothing to the community? It's the people's. Read.
Neither do ye kindle fire on mine altar for naught. I have no pleasure in you.
See, the problem is people love to pretend. And this is the problem with us as a people. You're supposed to be a light for the Messiah, not nothing that's flickering on and off. See, a lot of you, when you're not in the building, you got your garment on. When you're outside the building, you got a different garment on. You cannot continue that way because you're gonna either hate the Messiah soon. Because he doesn't cater to BS. Read.
Saith the Lord of hosts. Neither will I accept an offering at your hand.
See, these are the things of your ways, man. Instruction or confirmation of your ways at the work that you're doing. He's not going to accept that, man. Stop playing with you. Either you're going to be holy or you're not. Read.
For from the rising of the sun, even unto the going down of the same, my name shall be great among the Gentiles.
How is you thinking the unbelievers are seeing him? Do you thinking that they saying you got this dumb camp on there talking about, I had this man come in that camp, use them. Number one hatred of the so-called white man. Is that something positive for the Messiah? And they walk around with their chest stuck out. Negroes, man. I'm telling you, these are just these cats might well be Islam or what you call it, the Black Panthers. Read on.
And in every place incense shall be offered unto my name.
Prayer, read.
And a pure offering.
A pure offering, read.
For my name shall be great among the heathen.
And you know, when you got the non-believers, they should be seeing our work. Read.
Saith the Lord of hosts.
Read on.
But ye have profaned it.
A lot of you don't understand the way that you go around your relatives and stuff. You got to understand you have to have that spirit on you. It is so vital that you try to save their lives.
That's right.
See, some of you don't understand. That is, a lot of you don't invite your family members. Y'all go and y'all deal with them. Don't send them classes, nothing. You're not helping. You should be trying to save their lives if you love them. True. Read.
And that ye say, the table of the Lord is polluted.
See, this gospel polluted, man, because they seeing all these different doctrines out here. Read.
And the fruit thereof, even as meat, is contemptible.
It's contemptible. Read.
Ye said also, behold, what a weariness it is.
You got to understand what a weary is in it. You know, when you're a hypocrite, man, you always got doubts because of what you've been taught in that world. So when the truth coming out, you want to challenge it, but you have no grounds to stand on because you probably never even taught a class. I had a guy come to me telling me, man, he walked on water. I got 7 precepts. Man, I almost pulled out the Megatron glove that day. So, I mean, get away from me, man. I don't play these, man. And where you see this brother at ain't doing nothing. See, these are the people that like to roar and ain't gonna do nothing for the peoples. Read.
And ye have snuffed at it, saith the Lord of hosts.
Despised it, read.
And ye brought that which was torn, and the lame.
The lame, man, read.
And the sick.
Read on.
Thus ye brought an offering. Should I accept this of your hand?
See, you understanding? The way that you living, You're not really understanding the peoples around you. You thinking that when they die, you gonna the Most High because you told them about it, they good? Nah. See, because you never was in the spirit. I hate it, but you know, after a while, you tell them you have to move on. You just go around them. You know, I'm not telling you to constantly pound them. You try to bring them into the house, and if they choose, and you know, but you walk in righteousness. Don't live the life they live. Don't cater to their ways. That's how I know this, because that's how my cousins. If I go hang around them, they want me to go to bingo. They want me to go play knock. So they want me to go do all the smoke weed or do all the dumb things. But if I tell them to come here, it ain't happening. So when I go around them, I just go around them. Read on now.
Saith the Lord. But cursed be the deceiver.
See, that's the problem. Some of you be deceived in your own mind. Read.
Which hath in his flock a male, and voweth, and sacrificeth unto the Lord a corrupt thing.
See, when your actions you doing, the way that you living, they be corrupt to the Messiah. Read.
For I am a great king.
Read on.
Saith the Lord of hosts.
Read.
And my name is dreadful among the heathen.
A lot of people, man, they don't fear that name, man. You better start shaking in your boots, man, when you're reading and seeing. Give me this other letter, man. Honoring the Father. You better start understanding these things. Understanding these things, man. Read this.
The letter. Honoring our Heavenly Father.
How do we do these things? Read.
This is the 5th commandment the Messiah ever gave to mankind with a promise. Consider how remarkable this is. You and I have a guaranteed promise that things will go well for us if we choose to simply honor our parents.
See, you understanding? You got a leader, a teacher, you got the Bible, you got the Messiah. We don't want to do these things. We want to ignore these things because they're not important in our household. This should be very important in your household. Read on.
Our biological fathers and mothers are Yah's authority in our lives from birth.
We understand that our biological mother and father was not there. They didn't have this knowledge. But read.
And we are to obey them until we are married.
Some people, they disrespect their parents, man, when they children. See, when you showing those kind of behaviors, you're going to show that when you get grown. I'm just telling you, but read.
This is the problem when man created a different version of obeying by destroying the family structure.
So now you can't even whoop your child no more. You know, I don't believe in that no more, but you tap them every night. If you get them when they're young and teach them, you ain't got to be dealing with them when they get old.
That's right.
And see, we have to commit a strong village around them. That's what they be lacking. But read.
Taking the father out of the house and placing the mother over the children have made them to not understand the Messiah's instruction.
Keep reading.
When you get married, you are no longer under their authority. When a man leaves his father and mother and is joined to his wife, the two are united into one.
One spirit. Read.
This is not happening in these last days.
You know why? Because some people are coming in here with a backpack on so heavy, man, it kills them. That's why I keep telling y'all, be careful who you want to marry quick. You'll find out who that person is. People got those backpacks and they don't understand they have to get that out. They have to reach in there and pull everything out because that's pressure, depression, you know, grief, pain in there. They bring all that. But read.
Because of broken family structure.
That's what happens. Read.
Because of man changing the dynamic of the family.
So now the woman, they do what they please, you know. The man, they'll tell you, ask the wife, happy life. Read.
This means that those who are married will leave from under the authority of their parents and join their spouse so that the Messiah can establish a new family authority.
So when you leave, you better make sure that that man or that woman spiritually ready, man. Because a lot of people come in the truth, they're not. You know, but read.
But this is not so in this present world, because they had not the Messiah's foundation.
You understand they coming, y'all dealing, y'all should just try to get to know each other. Read.
Where the challenge lies is when parents are not loving, caring, responsible for providing or protecting their children.
Keep reading.
Neglect can come in many shapes, and the truth is no parent was ever perfect.
No parent was ever perfect, man, and we shouldn't hold them up to that because that child that hate their father and mother ain't perfect either.
Right.
We quick to judge, ain't we? But read.
However, I want to challenge you to still honor them even in these situations.
You gotta understand, man, still show respect to your mother and father, man. We don't know what they've been through.
That's right.
Right.
Read.
As your honor will speak volumes to them.
That'll show them you bigger than the small problem that they dealing with. Read.
Your life will radiate.
See, when your life radiating, they seeing you and they understanding you being a child of the Messiah. Read.
And your parents will see the Messiah in you.
They gonna see it in you. Or who they seeing? They seeing the same old child. You got to let them see the Messiah, man. Because guess what? That'll make them start thinking. Maybe I need to start changing. But read.
And through you.
And through you, read.
Death and life are in the power of your words.
See, a lot of people don't know death and life is the power of what you're speaking.
Bring it out.
Read.
Speak life into your parents.
See, you got to speak life into them. Read.
After marriage, we are called to still honor our parents.
Even after marriage, we still called to honor them. Read.
When you honor your father and mother, you will live a long life. A life full of faith and Yah's power moving through you.
See, we don't understand the power that we have. We thinking it's about money, house, car. No, that's not. It's about you as a person.
That's right.
It's about you as a decent person in life that's able to kind of them to see your spirit. But if you're around people and they seeing you still doing the same thing you did when you was before the truth, you're going to destroy that person and that blood going to be on your hand.
That's right.
So watch what you're doing around people. Ephesians 6:1. Watch what you're doing around people. You cannot be walking around with the Messiah garment on and not showing it in a righteous spirit. You cannot do that. You cannot be pretending to be holy when you're not. Read this up.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 1. Children, obey your parents in the Lord.
He say, obey your parents, the one that's guiding you, the one that's teaching you, the one that's coming with love, the one that's got mercy, the one that's got dealing with meekness. Read.
For this is right.
See, this is the problem because of our condition that we're coming out of in these communities. This is why you see so many of them that don't want to listen. Because they're overcome with their thoughts, man. Let me tell you something. Your thoughts is a liar. Your thoughts is a murderer. Your thoughts got hate in it, man. Your thoughts got malice in it, man. Your thoughts is wicked as hell. See, nobody won't tell you, but I tell you.
Right.
When you start controlling that, you got to, like I tell you, have some objectives. Start writing them down. I got to control some of this. It's controlling me. Give me Romans 4:8. We got to start controlling us. Holding on, man, believing. Read this up.
Romans chapter 4, verse 8. Blessed is the man to whom the Lord will not impute sin.
See, you got to be, when they say blessed is that man or woman, it's the Lord will not account your sins on you, man. Blessed is that man or woman. But read.
Cometh this blessedness then upon the circumcision.
These are the circumcisions are the one that's pure in heart, that believe in a true doctrine. Read.
Or upon the uncircumcision also.
These are the ones that not sure yet. Read.
For we say that faith was reckoned to Abraham for righteousness.
Faith represents that hope, man, we all seek for. Read.
How was it then reckoned? When he was in circumcision or in uncircumcision? Not in circumcision, but in uncircumcision.
Keep reading.
And he received the sign of circumcision.
This is that knowledge and that wisdom and that hope, man, that all men seek for. Read.
A seal of the righteousness of the faith which he had.
Some people's want that confirmation, man, for the work that you're doing. Read.
Yet being uncircumcised.
Uncircumcised, man, not pure in heart. Read.
That he might be the father of all them that believe.
So you got to understand all the way back to Abraham, the families of the earth to them that believe. You understand your elders, your teachers, your bishops, your deacons are fathers.
That's right.
See, we don't have respect for each other because guess what? The TV teaches we all Negroes.
That's right.
Read.
though they be not circumcised,
Read on.
that righteousness might be imputed unto them also.
You got to understand that imputed, that but true believers delivered unto them also, man. You know, it's a fight and it's a struggle. And that's why I tell you, every brother and sister out here, man, it's not on that tip. Read on up.
And the father of circumcision to them who are not of the circumcision only,
Keep reading.
but who also walk in the steps of that faith of our father Abraham,
You got to be an example to them, man. Read.
which he had being yet uncircumcised.
Give me this last letter, man. No, we're almost at the end, man. That's, I want to deal with mothers now. The spirit of of mothers. I want to show you what is really. See, a brother has got the spirit of a mother too. We have to be caring. We know people are going through situations out there. We have to sit back. But see, one thing we're trying to do is get everybody on a straight path. And that's the fight that we deal with. Read this up.
The letter. Spiritual meaning of mother. Discipleship. A mother's role is to teach her children about God and the life of the Messiah.
That's the role. So when you're a man in that household, this is your role. Because once you start teaching the children, you're teaching your wife so she can teach the children. This is just a passed down tradition that we should have. This is what you don't see yet. But read.
Number 2, nurturing.
See, this is what the spirit of a mother is too, nurturing that baby, man. I know when I was sick, I had chicken pox. I was in there in my dad's room, slept with him. I know with my son, I got a picture I seen, he had chicken pox. He's same thing. See, we follow that fatherly path, man, where you love and you nurture your children, and you try to teach them. But read.
A mother's love, words, and work hold the family together. Spiritual mothers nurture others by helping them develop vision, walk alongside them, and model how to talk.
You understand these things? Because a lot of people don't even know how to talk yet.
Thanks.
When you understanding how much work we got to do and why I say everybody should pick up this truth and start walking in it and stop being idiots when it comes down to this truth, read on.
Number 3, eternal perspective. Spiritual mothering is an aspect of living with an eternal perspective, focusing on Yah, His Word, and people's souls.
You understand how important that is? When we out here, we trying to teach everybody about learning the garden. One thing that our parents and a lot of people never got taught was that. I'm trying to do fruit trees. I'm trying to do everything that help brothers up here too. We got chickens. We got all this. And most people, they don't do nothing. They can't even leave a comment. What spirit is you? Where you at truly spiritually? And when you just really boil it down to it, a lot of people don't even want to go to their land no more.
That's a fact.
They love being in the cities that's cursed, where you see the violence, the murdering, the rape of our daughters, the rape of our sons in those penitentiaries, the persecution of our children in these school systems, in these projects. We comfortable with that, man. I can't get comfortable with that. Let me tell you something. It hurts me to see somebody out there sleeping in a 40-degree coldness. See, you'll walk right past because it's normal to you. That's not normal. But read.
Number 4, a calling from the Messiah. Believing that motherhood is a divine calling from the Messiah for all nations.
See, it's got to be things, man. We have to start taking things serious because we've been called. We thinking our calling is to keep being slothful. To keep doing nothing. When you pick up your mantle this last week, what did you do? What did you do? Oh, you did for self. Damn, that made me, you might be selfish. We got a lot of things we could be doing. We got intros that we can be making better. We got a lot of work that we can be doing that brothers sitting on their hands don't want to do nothing. That bores me. That's just like having a father in the house, man. We had that plaque on that refrigerator. You had your name on Wednesday night wash dishes, the CO. You got to see the CO. CO might come at 3 a.m. in the morning. You gonna get him wash them dishes. See, there's none of y'all are being held accountable. You can sit on your hands or you can sit out there and do nothing. Not even share the classes, not share the video, not do nothing. That irks me, man. Who we riding with? We jump out. I remember listening to Snoop Dogg. He was talking about telling his homies if the police run up on him, he gonna jump out with the gat. My cousin Lisa had told me, I'm not jumping out with that gat. He wasn't stupid now. Read on, dog.
Number 5, a role that anyone can fulfill.
Anyone, read.
True Israelites believe that every nation can believe on the Messiah.
See, that's a true Israelite right there, man. Not these knuckleheads. Oh, he just love us. But read.
But Israel is his first love.
You gotta understand order. Read.
Number 6, a role that Israelite men can fulfill, although it's often associated with all nations. Discipleship is a normal part of Israelite family life. An Israelite man can also be spiritual mothers.
See, when you're dealing with somebody that's going through something, what are you doing? How would their mother talk to them? You can overcome it. See, it's just a healing book, man. It heals us. It guides us. Isaiah 49:13. It strengthens us. Because what is so weak about us? The mind.
That's right.
That's what's so weak about us. We can't go to war because we can't even get along.
Hey, that part.
Our mind got to be one. Read this out.
Isaiah chapter 49, verse 13.
Read on.
Sing, O heavens.
Sing, O heavens, man, when you're seeing the work of the Messiah. Read.
And be joyful.
Be joyful. Read.
O earth.
Keep reading.
And break forth into singing.
Man, I'm going to tell you something. When you come to the light, these things going to happen in your life. As long as you neglecting the light, you're going to keep going through it. Read.
O mountains.
Oh, mountains, read.
For the Lord hath comforted his people.
What did he do?
Hath comforted his people.
Read on.
And will have mercy upon his affliction.
He's going to have mercy. This is the thing people are fighting, man. Read.
But Zion said, the Lord hath forsaken me.
See, that the thing is, they got their fringes on, they keep the 7, they been to the feast. How many of them been to the feast? We go get all them old Passover and Feast of Tabernacles pictures. How many heads gonna be still on there?
Man.
This is the ones that are complaining because they didn't come in and want to change. Just like I say, the doors are always open. But read.
And my Lord hath forgotten me.
See, they thinking the Lord because he's not catering to their wicked ass ways. See, they thinking the Lord's supposed to deal with that garbage. That's how we feel. If the Lord is not dealing with our doodle, we feel like we being disrespected.
Right.
I used to hear them people out on the corner say, man, you are disrespecting us. I'm out here smoking crack. I'm out here doing meth. I'm out here doing all this. How much more could I disrespect you?
Bring it out.
I mean, nonsense. Read.
Can a woman forget her sucking child?
Can a woman, can a God, can prophets, can you mothers, can you forget your suckling child? Read.
That she should not have compassion on the son of her womb.
The son that come from her womb not having compassion. This is how much this word means to me and to y'all should be meaning to y'all. Thinking about your families and your relatives and stuff, man. Thinking about the peoples in your life and thinking about organizing your life and preparing yourself for a future without a taskmaster. Read.
Yea, they may forget.
They may forget. Read.
Yet will I not forget thee.
He said, no, I'm not going to forget you, man. See, some of you hard-headed, man. Some of you been walking so long, being hard-headed, it takes a while. So it takes that little hammer that they have to put on you. You'll start thinking as you're going through something. Give me 2 Ezra 2, 2 Ezra 1 and 28. Some of you got to go through something, man. Before you ever see somebody that they don't tell them they got 1 year to live, man, they become the sweetest person on the planet. I'm just telling you. You got 6 months to live. They start loving everybody. They start changing because they know death right around the corner. See, a lot of you don't know death right around the corner from you.
Bring it out.
Read this out.
2 Ezra chapter 1 and verse 28. Thus saith the Almighty Lord, have I not prayed you as a father his son,
Read on.
as a mother her daughters, and a nurse her young babes? that ye would be my people, and I should be your God. That ye would be my children, and I should be your father.
This is all the Lord wants from us. Proverbs 4:1. But we don't want to change. We don't want to change. We still want the world to be our father. You see them at the Yankee game with the Boston. Who's your daddy? See, people can control your thoughts with just words. Read this out.
Proverbs chapter 4, verse 1. Hear ye children, the instruction of a father.
This is what the Lord is trying to do for us, build us. Read.
And attend to no understanding.
Then the thing is to listen to get understanding. Read.
For I give you good doctrine.
I give you good doctrines. Read.
Forsake ye not my law.
The law of Moses. Read.
For I was my father's son.
Read on.
Tender and only beloved in the sight of my mother. He taught me also, and said unto me, let thine heart retain my word.
He said that word come with that wisdom and knowledge. Read.
Keep my commandments.
Keep my commandments. Read.
And live.
And what?
And live.
And live. Read.
Get wisdom.
Get wisdom. Read.
Get understanding.
Get understanding. Read.
Forget it not.
Don't. Because you had a good party, don't forget it. Read.
Neither decline from the words of my mouth.
Keep reading.
Forsake her not.
It's telling you, man, this is mother, this Bible. Don't forsake her. Read.
And she shall preserve thee.
This word gonna preserve you. Read.
Love her.
Love this word. Read.
And she shall keep thee. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And with all thy getting, get understanding.
Man, that brings you back to life. Ephesians 6:2.
Bring it out.
That brings you back to life. Brings you back into the fold of the Messiah. That builds you up. You ready for war. Read this out.
Ephesians chapter 6, verse 2.
Read on.
Honor thy father.
And that honor thy father, someone that the minister, your father, someone that's teaching you. You should always honor. Read.
And mother.
That's that word, man. That's the instruction and guiding you to life. Read.
Which is the first commandment with promise.
With promise, long life. Read.
That it may be well with thee.
Read on.
And thou mayest live long on the earth.
Read on.
And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
Don't provoke them to wrath, man. Read.
But bring them up in the nurture.
And that's the training in his word. Read.
And admonition of the Lord.
And admonish the commandments of the Lord. Read.
Servants,
read.
Be obedient to them that are your masters.
See, this is the one that they keep putting on y'all. This ain't talking about that, man. They just, an idiot will believe anything. This is your master, man. Your mother, your father, one that's teaching you, one that's guiding you. You better be, what the Bible say again?
Be obedient to them that are your masters.
Read on.
According to the flesh.
According to the flesh. Read.
With fear and trembling.
Read on.
In singleness of your heart.
Pureness of your heart. Read.
As unto Christ.
As unto the Messiah. As you deal with us, you dealing with the Messiah. Read.
Not with eye service.
Some of them got that evil eye, man. Read.
As men please.
You got a lot of yes mans in this truth. Read.
But as the servants of Christ.
I run the same thing out last night. Read.
Doing the will of God from the heart.
From the heart, man. Read.
With good will doing service.
Good doing service. Read.
As to the Lord.
What service did you do this week, man? Read.
And not to men.
And then the thing is, we'll honor the things in this world before we honor the things of the Messiah. Real truth. Read verse 8.
Knowing that whatsoever good thing any man doeth,
read on,
the same shall he receive of the Lord.
Read.
Whether he be bond or free.
Bond or free, you're going to receive recompense for what you do.
That's right. That's right.
Sirach 4:7. This is the thing, man. We don't want to change. You brothers out there, man, change, man. It'll put the fruits, man, the sun will shine brighter. You'll start seeing better. Life will start becoming easy. Read this out.
Sirach, chapter 4, verse 7.
Read on.
Get thyself the love of the congregation.
How you do that? When you're trying to teach them, the ones that's not in the spirit, they're going to hate you. The ones that's walking in the spirit, them the ones that you know. Them the ones that call you. The ones show you some love, man. One checking on you. You know, you've been somewhere in a leadership role, man. You dealing with meekness and you dealing with lowliness of heart to a man. But read.
and bow thy head to a great man.
See, a lot of people, man, they don't know what great man is. You understand, in the world, they always tell you, Alexander who? The Great. See, they tell you these are great men, but he was a murderer, a land thief.
That's right.
They'll tell you they great men, but see, you can't see the Messiah great men because you got an image in your head. But read.
Let it not grieve thee to bow down thine ear to the poor.
Read on.
And give him a friendly answer with meekness. Deliver him that suffereth wrong from the hand of the oppressor.
Deliver him from that judgment he's going through. Read.
And be not faint-hearted when thou sittest in judgment.
Don't be fearful-hearted, man. Don't be afraid to tell him the truth. Read.
Be as a father unto the fatherless.
This is what an elder and a bishop and deacons supposed to be doing. Read.
And instead of an husband unto their mother.
Read on.
So shalt thou be as the son of the Most High, and he shall love thee more than thy mother doth.
That's it on that. Let's go to Psalm 68 and 5. We're going to come right back to there. Understanding what we do, the Father loves what we do. You're not going to get love from no man in this world because man don't know how to love. Read this out.
Psalm chapter 68 and verse 5.
Read on.
A father of the fatherless.
See, you got to be, man, you got to understand a lot of our people don't know what a father is to them.
Man, bring it out.
Guidings, instructing, nourish. Some people you have as a father, he don't do none of these things. He just provide, have you a roof over your head. But with him being pulled out that house for 40 hours a week, who become your father? The rappers, the actors, the sports entertainers, the teachers, anybody other than your father, because he don't have that time for you. Read up.
And a judge of the widows.
A judge of the widows. Read.
Is God in his holy habitation?
Keep reading.
God setteth the solitary in family.
Read on.
He bringeth out those which are bound with chains.
All you ones that got all the lies in your head, he gonna bring you out. Read.
But the rebellious dwell in a dry lane.
You're gonna continue going through the miseries. You're gonna continue going through all these things because you haven't subsided yourself to the Messiah. You haven't came and took that knee, and that's just a spiritual knee. It ain't telling you to get down on your knees. You know, these things our peoples having been taught. Back to Sirach 4 and 11. Coming back as a spiritual man, a spiritual woman, loving, doing this, and you do it, man, and you don't even think seconds about it. Read this,
Sirach chapter 4, verse 11.
Read on.
Wisdom exalteth her children.
Wisdom exalted her children. Read.
And layeth hold of them that seek her.
So you got to be one that's seeking the Messiah. If you're not seeking him, you're going to get destroyed. Read.
He that loveth her, loveth life.
When you understand you love this word, love his wisdom, love his knowledge, you love life. Read.
And they that seek to her early shall be filled with joy.
Some of you be waiting, man, to get this joy in your system. I didn't wait. I wanted it. Read.
He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory.
Glory. Read.
And wheresoever she entereth, the Lord will bless.
That man, that word, and that's wisdom, the Lord gonna bless you. You starting to become independent thinkers now. You're starting to start thinking, I need to be doing something for my families. Because there's a lot of people that don't work all their life and cannot hardly leave nothing. Because let me tell you something. Social Security and all that stuff is not enough to retire on. Read on.
They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One. And them that love her, the Lord doth love.
See, when you love this wisdom, knowledge, this word, man, the Lord gonna love you. But this is the problem with our people. They don't want that. 2 Ezra 2 and 20. They don't want things to be put back in order. Our people fight against this, man. They don't want this, man, because guess what? Somebody that's feeling like they're a queen ain't a queen no more. Somebody that thought they was a king find out he ain't a king no more. It say servant. It didn't say, hey, when they say putting crowns on our head, man, that's just honor. Read this out.
2 Ezra chapter 2, verse 20.
Read.
Do right to the widow.
He say, do right, man, to this nation, to our peoples, man. Read.
Judge for the fatherless.
Keep reading.
Give to the poor.
Give, man. This thing, what I seen this week, man, we got to work harder, man, because a lot of our people are going to come through the door suffering, man. What if we got an extra building down there in the land, man? We can, somebody done came in here and proved themselves. We can help them out. But let me tell you something. You got to be listening, man. You don't deal with stiff-necked children, man, because they ain't listening. They're going to be down there smoking their weed, doing their thing. I'm going to have to go down there and burn their shack to the ground. I'm not playing it. They're going to get there, the gates at the lock, at the front change. Stay. You know, you're not bringing that heathen, that spirit up in here. But read,
defend the orphan.
Defend them, man, read.
Clothe the naked.
Clothe the naked, man, read.
Heal the broken and the weak.
This is what a minister, this is what your mother and father should be doing for you, read.
Laugh not a lame man to scorn.
Don't laugh him to scorn, man. People that's brokenhearted, dealing with things, read.
Defend the maimed.
He say, defend them, read.
And let the blind man come into the sight of my clearness.
Keep reading.
Keep the old and young within thy wall.
Protection, read.
Wheresoever thou findest the dead,
These ones that spiritually dead, read.
take them and bury them.
And raise them back up again in my name, read.
And I will give thee the first place in my
He
resurrection.
said, I'm going to give thee honor, man, read.
Abide still, O my people,
Oh, my peoples, read.
and take thy rest, for thy quietness shall come.
That peace is going to come to you, read.
Nourish thy
He
children,
say, nourish them, man, read.
O thou good nurse.
Oh, we're supposed to example just like a nurse, read.
Establish their feet.
In this truth, read.
As for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number.
I'm going to seek them from amongst thy number, read.
Be not weary,
Don't be weary, man, read.
for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful.
You're going to see these things these days, read.
But thou shalt be merry and have abundance.
We're going to be married and living good Gucci, but give me Sirach 35 and 10. We don't have these things, man. This is why I keep telling you, set forth yourself now. Who can see themselves 5 years from now?
Bring it out.
See, keep playing games. Read this up.
Sirach, chapter 35, verse 10.
Listen at these things. Read.
Give unto the Most High according as he hath enriched thee.
How much did you give this week? How much did you show? What did you do? See, we got a lot of them that don't want to do nothing, man. Read.
And as thou hast gotten, give with a cheerful eye.
Give with a cheerful eye. Read.
For the Lord recompenseth and will give thee 7 times as much.
Man, let me tell you something. What you got 700, how much that gonna turn to? You got 7 sheep, what that's gonna turn to? Lord's gonna repay us, man, for our due diligence. Read.
Do not think to corrupt with gifts.
Don't think to corrupt. Don't be double-minded, man. Read.
For such he will not receive.
He's not gonna receive that you know, you're in here one week and the next week you got issues with the truth. That's why I say establish their feet. Read.
And trust not to unrighteous sacrifices.
See, a lot of us, we got to understand these things. What do we have in our thoughts? We shouldn't trust those things. Those are those sacrifices the Bible is talking about. Read.
For the Lord is judge.
The Lord is judge. Read.
And with him is no respect of person.
Now, let me tell you something. You can do it half if that way that you're going to continue. But you're going to find out, man, you're going to run into problems later. But read.
He will not accept any person against a poor man.
Keep reading.
But will hear the prayer of the oppressed.
He's going to hear their prayers. Read.
He will not despise the supplication of the fatherless.
He's not going to despise the prayers of the fatherless. Let's read.
Nor the widow.
Nor the widows. Read.
When she poureth out her complaint.
When she got grief, she going through her pains, man. What she dealing with in life. Read.
Do not the tears run down the widow's cheeks.
Read on.
And is not her cry against him that causeth them to fall?
Keep reading, now.
He that serveth the Lord shall be accepted with favor, and his prayer shall reach unto the clouds.
You man didn't understand? Give me Lamentation 3 and 40, man. We're going to get out of here. See, a lot of it, when y'all not reading y'all Bible, see, a lot of you ain't picked up your Bible in a while. It's collecting dust like the Christianity folks.
Bring it out.
Read this out.
Lamentations chapter 3, verse 40. Let us search and try our ways.
See, the thing is, out of all these things of being taught, being guided, being instructed, now it's time for you to do these things, to search and try your own ways. Read.
And turn again to the Lord.
You got to understand, no matter what you went through last week, turn back to the Lord. Read.
Let us lift up our heart with our hands unto God in the heavens.
Let us make our prayers purity, man. Read.
We have transgressed and have rebelled. Thou hast not pardoned.
When you're going through, when you're in sin, you're going to get judged. You're going to continue being punished, man. Read.
Thou hast covered with an anger and persecuted us. Thou hast slain. Thou hast not pitied. Thou hast covered thyself with a cloud, that our prayers should not pass through.
And you understand, you're walking in the spirit and you're praying in trueness, your prayers will pass through. But these are the things that holds people's back. When you're trying to lead them as a father and a mother and they don't want to hear you, they're going to continue going through it. But read.
Thou hast made us as the offscoring, and refused in the midst of the people.
Rejected us, man. Made us the offscoring, man. Shameful amongst the peoples. But read.
All our enemies have opened their mouths against us.
You understand how they speak against us? Let them see the Lord in us and see what they say then.
Yeah.
Read.
Fear and a snare is come upon us. Desolation and destruction.
See these things, that desolation, sadness, and that destruction is eternal death. Read.
Mine eye runneth down with rivers of water for the destruction of the daughter of my people.
All this misery we going through, and y'all still don't want to change? Y'all been instructed, guided in a spiritual way, and you still don't want to change? Something wrong with you. Read.
Mine eye trickleth down and ceaseth not, without any intermission.
Man, you thinking so many people's out there going through it, man. If you just think about it, you ride around, walk around, man, you're going to just be such a misery. Some people don't see this, man, because they really don't care. You're supposed to care about people. You see a pregnant woman out there outside with her children's out there. She ain't got a place to lay her head. But you should always have a card or something. Give them something. Give them some knowledge. Give them some information. Do like I used to tell you to do. Log them into the thing, man. Hopefully they'll get a ring from us if everybody continue to do what I'm asking. The algorithm. So it'll get to them. But read.
Till the Lord look down and behold from heaven. Mine eye affected mine heart because of all the daughters of my city.
See, think about these things. Read.
Mine enemies chase me sore, like a bird without cause.
You understand, man? What did you do? You've been persecuted here, man. Why not return unto the Messiah? Read.
They have cut off my life in the dungeon and cast a stone upon me.
That's their grave, represent their grave. Read.
Waters flowed over mine head.
Truth. Read.
Then I said,
Read on.
I am cut off. I called upon thy name, O Lord.
And when you cut off, man, you'll remember the things that what you was being taught then. See, when you start sitting down and you're in a precarious situation, you'll start thinking about, man, I had a chance 5, 6, 7 years ago to get my life right. But I chose to continue to play the dumb game. All you playing the game is on yourself. Because what you seed you planted last year, 2 years ago, eventually it's going to come out on you. I'm telling you, I can promise you these things. If you're not planting righteous seed, all this is for nothing. Real talk. Read.
Out of the low dungeon, thou hast heard my voice. Hide not thine ear at my breathing, at my cry.
Read on.
Thou drewest near in the day that I called upon thee. Thou saidest, fear not. O Lord, thou hast pleaded the causes of my soul. Thou hast redeemed my life. O Lord, thou hast seen my wrong. Judge thou my cause.
Keep reading.
Thou hast seen all their vengeance and all their imaginations against me. Thou hast heard their reproach, O Lord, and all their imaginations against me. The lips of those that rose up against me, and their device against me all the day. Behold, they're sitting down and they're rising up. I am their music. Render unto them a recompense, O Lord, according to the work of their hands. Give them sorrow of heart, thy curse unto them. Persecute and destroy them in anger from under the heavens of the Lord.
Y'all better understand your prayer, man. Understanding. And some of this is dealing with yourself. Y'all don't want to take this truth serious. Keep playing games. You're going to see the church, you're going to see the dancing church even more. Ain't nobody choose to get up and walk away from here. They couldn't take it no more. That's what drives them away, the truth. Ain't nobody, you can't find nobody that went out them doors and say we did anything to them. They're going to give you their opinion. Let me ask you this. Could words drive you away from this truth? No. If you lost the arm, could it drive you away from this truth? No. What if you lost the eye? Should it drive you away from this truth? No. Should nothing be able to drive you away from this truth? The only thing drive you away from this truth is you.
That's right.
Because one, you don't honor the things that the Messiah has set up. Y'all look around here, y'all see the white seats, everybody in beautiful orange. You know, you got a lot of peoples out there in that world is sick, man. They seeing it and it irks them. See, because if you've been a loser all your life, you expect everybody else to be a loser. There is not too many people that's been winners in life.
Man.
So everybody ain't gonna know how to win. And a winner don't like to lose.
That's right. Facts.
So in today's in this moving forth, show yourself as a winner. Start applying. I shouldn't have to continue asking. There's a lot of people out there, man, that's looking to get into these seats, but then they don't want to do the work of a soldier. That's how you apply yourself. You be known by your works, not by your actions or your mouth. So y'all remember these things. We've been a long time with our Father. Our Father is one that instructs us and guides us and builds us. The mother is the one that nourishes us, that's like the word. So it's up to y'all. Like I say, I'm not going to shed a tear, man. I'm not heartless. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Shalom.